Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast. I am your host, Jan Ochoa. Joining me, as always, co-captain of the ship. That's right, he's ready to scan every single thing, but he's only ready to scan it in the vicinity of a Walmart. Jeff Grubb.
That's right, because I can't play it at home yet. But I got to say, and I mean this in a positive way, Sandman seems like a wrestler who should definitely be dead, right, by now, at this point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of ECW, Raven should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
Raven should be dead.
Leave Raven alone.
Look,
No,
we
I'm
lost
not
New
saying I
Jack.
want him dead.
Yeah. No.
Just, like, just if you take
Sandman
the
out of all
average
the wrestlers.
events... Yeah, if you take the average events of all their lives and like put it into an algorithm, it'd be like equals dead.
I
is what
can
he would say
already
at the
feel
end.
someone emailing the saddest quiz in the world of, is this wrestler dead or not?
And I will ace it and be sad.
No, you forgot Hogan was dead.
I did forget Hogan was dead. Yeah. I
And
didn't think about Hogan too
Well,
much.
that gives you a little
What a
bit of
pleasant
joy
surprise. Yeah.
remembering that he is dead.
Yeah. That guy sucked.
Our own Raven of the podcast. That's right. He's hanging from the rafters. He's got flannels tied around his waist. He's sticking his arms out as a T-pose. Jeff Bakalar.
Definitely, I am the Raven of the group,
Yes,
for
no doubt.
sure.
Yeah,
It goes without saying. I've got a lot to talk about up at the top here, mostly airing grievances, but we can introduce the rest of the program first, Jan.
Wait, real quick,
Jan?
is Mike your Billy Kidman?
Oh, Billy Kidman. Oh, I remember. Okay, that's coming back to me a little bit.
Jan, I'll let you pick whoever I am from ECW. I would offer I'm probably the Blue Meanie.
Blue Meanie? I feel like you'd be
Stevie
more
Richards?
No,
not Stevie Richards. I
If
feel
we're
like
talking ECW,
Actually-
if Grubb is Sandman, Backler is Raven. I'm not Tommy Dreamer. He's
No.
lame.
yeah, I was
You're-
thinking Tommy Dreamer, but that doesn't fit.
I think Stevie Richards-
Minotti is Mikey Whipwreck.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, I
Yeah.
like that for some reason. Why is this so easy?
Who else was in? Oh, do you just want to be Bubba?
No,
Bubba?
I don't know. I don't want to be Bubba Ray. No, fuck.
Don't
no,
be Bubba.
No, but then I'll be the
no,
Devon
no.
to that, and then we'll just
No,
keep
no,
3Ding
you're not
people.
Devon.
Oh, I do want to.
You're
Can
New
I be
Jack.
RVD? Can I be RVD?
Okay, all right, there we go. We
Okay,
got
you're Jerry Lynn, Jan. You're
I don't know
Jamie
if you
Lynn.
smoke
Wow.
enough weed to be RVD.
that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me today.
My brother's AOL screen name had the letters RVD in it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did it have the numbers 420 in it?
No comment. No comment.
RVD Vegeta 420. That's a real screen name right there.
Camel case X's for sure.
And last,
This is on the Sabu? Oh, no.
Oh, you're not Sabu.
what? I don't
We
want
don't-
you
I
to
don't
be
think
the
we have a
Sabu brother.
We don't want that though. Yeah.
Is Grubb Shane Douglas? Take that back. Shane Douglas was lame as fuck.
And last but certainly not least, rounding out the cast today, Mr. 5 Stars himself, Mr. Monday Night, Dan, Rai, Kurt. We'll just go with the RVD
wow,
thing.
It works.
Yeah, there we go.
Three
Three
and
syllables.
everything.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yes. How's it going, Jerry?
Fantastic. I'm never going to retire. The bad boy of games media is off somewhere in a rainforest cafe. We wish him the best. He's out on assignment.
You'll never guess where he is.
Out on assignment at the
I would-
Rainforest Cafe. That's what the kids are calling it these days.
I feel like Minotti, when he's upsetty spaghetti, is Taz.
Oh, yeah. I like that. That's good.
That man threatened to kiss me while we were in Jersey together. Gang.
I mean, he did put me in a chokehold while in a Grimace suit.
did we make a mistake
With what?
Yeah. We.
with Minotti?
I'll talk to the
Bring him
lawyer
into the
and see if we
company?
get that
Yeah,
20% back.
possibly.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
think so.
he's already crossed how many HR thresholds? He threatened and physically assaulted you.
It's the only time I've been physically assulted by someone at Giant Bomb. Yeah.
I think he
that's
was
true.
involved in my kidnapping personally.
Yeah.
There's no way to prove that.
There's no way to
Yeah.
prove that.
I think
Yeah.
so though. I have a hunch.
Folks, thank you for listening to Giant Bombcast. The site is frozen for this week. That's right, from December 1st to the 5th. The site will be frozen. So as Chuck migrates everything over to the new website, and for folks that have participated in the premium site beta, y'all know that the new site just works. And speaking from a user perspective of someone that enters in a lot of stuff, and I'll speak for Sean here, It is so much easier to do it on the new website. So shouts out to Chuck. Everyone. I would like to see I fuck with Chuck out there, because Chuck is doing the back-breaking labor of not only building a new website, but transporting everything over. The wiki will still be under construction, and you at home can help out with the wiki. If you go to bombcast.com/wiki, you can help there, or if you join the Giant Bomb Discord, look for the Wiki Street Team Discord channel, and you can help Chuck out with getting the wiki up and running. Other housekeeping things, shouts out to our homies at Main Gear, maingear.com/giantbomb. Go buy yourself
Black Friday.
a PC. The Black Friday deal still going?
I don't know. Black Friday.
That's right. That's Backler's new thing.
BFCM.
Cyber Tuesday.
Every time I hear BFCM, read BFCM, I think it's something inappropriate. But maingear.com/giantbomb. Go buy yourself a faceplate. Don't buy Mike's though. Go buy everyone else's.
Yeah, buy one you would use.
Yeah.
That's
like
right.
one that worships the devil and pinball.
Or has the Macho Man on it. Or,
Legally
generic
distinct wrestler person.
Yeah.
I hate to be cynical, but when Mike was having his health scares with his dogs, do you think he was trying to juice his sales because Penny's on the faceplate of his computer? He's like, oh, if everyone thinks she's sick, I can because she got better miraculously, like a half an hour later, same day.
As much as I would love to believe that Mike is as sadistic as your scenario portrays him to be,
Machiavellian is how I would describe him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
that would be a wild swing for my man Minotti.
Well, I mean, you can see proudly displayed behind him in all of his shots is like 48 laws of power or rules of power or whatever that book is.
Right, he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
Is
and
that
then
Sun Tzu?
it's the other one.
Sun Tzu.
That's the art
He has
of
Huberman
war.
over at his house all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's on that whole manosphere blog circuit or whatever it's called.
He's that
yeah.
type.
Yeah. That's exactly what Taz would do.
That's true. That's true.
Other bit of housekeeping, gang. We thought we'd peel back the curtain, give y'all a peek behind the scenes, and let y'all know that majority of the gang will not be going over to Los Angeles for the Game Awards. We will still be having a talk over remotely over the Game Awards show itself. I will be heading boots to the ground, be there in person. So any friends at the website or people in the industry that want to hang, chill, say what's up, secretly split a buzzball, I gotcha. But we will be heading back to Main Gear to record our Game of the Year podcast. Those should be, fingers crossed, dropping the week of December 22nd until Christmas. So you'll get yourself a little Christmas gift of Game of the Year from Giant Bomb. Us over here, and the whole gang will be headed to Main Gear. So that is these four hooligans here: myself, Grub, Jerf, Dan, Mike Minotti will also be there. Chuck will be there, and Turbo Sean McDowell will be there. We'll get the whole gang, the whole band back together.
Where crimes were committed last time.
That's right.
Who can
God,
say?
I don't even know which one you're referring to
I know.
at this point.
That's why I said zzz with an S.
You pluralized that. I should have noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy.
it took. I'm still thinking, and I don't know which crimes you're specifically mentioning.
I don't either.
It could be
I
anything
just knew
else.
that was accurate to say.
Mr. Bacalar, you mentioned you had some grievances to air.
How do I follow a cavalcade of important announcements with my bullshit?
That's what we do on this show.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, if you bought a candle called 80s Rock,
Okay.
what do you think?
Real quick,
that-
I wouldn't do that.
Okay,
No, I wouldn't.
fine.
That's a weird thing to do. To start.
Regardless of how I came to
I
own the
normally
candle.
like sandalwood.
Okay, fair. That's a lovely,
The
that's a
man
lovely
scent.
fragrance. I know no one would ever do. You're all so fucking cool. I get it, chat. You're amazing. You would never do something like come to acquire an 80s candle. It's at 80s Rock, and I'm like, it found its way into my office, so I was like, all right, I'll light this. Yesterday, and I lit it, and I cannot even begin to describe to you.
Cherry pie.
Hairspray.
That's more.
I was
Dan
thinking hairspray.
is right with the
Hairspray's like
shit.
The hairspray's like the obvious one, but it's like
smells
that's just
like actual hairspray.
Of course, that's the thing. That's what you think of with 80s rock.
Okay, but
Yeah.
is that a thing you want to smell in a candle?
Yeah, that's why I
but
went
they
with
also
cherry
make,
pie.
like, booger flavored jelly bellies. Just because they make something doesn't mean it's supposed to be good.
Yeah, but my point,
Man, the giant bomb motto.
my point, but my point guys, is that like they make other really good scents that you want your house to smell like.
Well, then buy one that says strawberry and not one that says 80s rock.
I just like it should have smelled like cocaine or
smell?
something more than
How does cocaine
hairspray.
smell like?
Yeah.
Or what does that smell like?
Hairspray,
Well,
actually,
that's
it's
the
really
joke,
yeah.
I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't understand. Like, really, you're gonna like hairspray is the thing that you're like, oh, open a window. You're never like, ooh, fill my
What?
lungs with that.
What were you thinking it was going to smell like when you bought a
this
gimmick
is a-
candle?
I
It's
was
a gap
more
between expectations and reality.
Sure, but I
here.
was more interested in what it was gonna be because I was like, ooh, maybe that does somehow remind me of like Twisted Sister, and those types without actual,
you want a
fucking
candle smelling like
hairspray.
Dee Snider?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'd rather smell like that, whatever that is. Maybe
What?
it's just like
Oh.
Long Island musk.
Oh.
you
Okay,
know?
drop the rock. What would the 80s smell like? It would smell like cocaine and voting for Ronald Reagan, right? Those two things. Yeah.
Malls, maybe?
Malls.
Yeah.
Malls,
Okay.
the inside of a mall.
Well,
Like
malls-
an
Honestly, if it
action
smelled
figure, like a Ghostbusters action figure.
no, Nickelodeon Gak.
Yeah, like
It
well,
should
Gak is
smell
more
like
90s.
Gak.
No, Gak is
Gak-
90s.
Gak will get. Well, okay, so that could be the 90s candle.
Yeah.
Fine,
I
but
smelled
no,
a
the
lot of
90s
Gak in
candle
my
actually
life.
smells. Okay, here's the thing. Now I'll bookend it with the other thing. The 90s, they make another candle called 90s mixtape. And that shit
Mixtape.
smells amazing. You want to put it all over your body.
Why are you
smells-
buying these? Why are you buying? What are you doing?
Stacey likes candles. She buys candles. She's like, oh, try this. That's all. It's harmless. It's victimless crimes.
I
here.
like a good
The
candle.
yeah, candles rule. This one's called Black Sharpie, and it smells like a.
Okay,
when
that you
Dylan locked
shouldn't
me in
have.
that
That you
closet.
shouldn't
No, I don't want that.
Yeah, when Dylan locked me in that closet, it was just candles and crystals. I was just covered in them.
A video game sent me a candle for their game. It was that Total Chaos game. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't light it, but it definitely smelled like, I don't know, like something a video game would send me.
The Warframe candles smell good.
Yeah.
Those smelled
Yeah,
great.
Those are good. Those are very good.
Those are great. I'm just
But
saying,
the scent wasn't named Warframe. It was
Right,
like
but
sandalwood or something.
no, it was it was like a sub
Warwood.
name in the world.
Okay.
Like universe.
Tenno.
Also, what's that?
Tenno.
Yeah, Tenno scent. This is also like, this isn't like a novelty candle place. It's not like joke's on you. This one's farts.
In
That's
some
my
ways,
job.
every candle place is a novelty candle place, right? 'Cause
Oh,
they
you
all
guys-
start getting into bullshit scents really fast.
But I like the goods. I like teak wood, mahogany.
Sure.
That shit
Yeah.
smells
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah.
And that's one they made, and it's amazing.
A quick owners meeting. It's kind of a failure on his part that we haven't had a giant bomb candle at this point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Our merch
That's the
master.
next
Yeah.
thing we should do.
Yeah, but you gotta like develop a scent. That's like
I
chemistry.
bet they have like off the shelf ones you could slap a
See,
label
but
on.
here's-
have you
Can.
seen the Nathan For You where they have the poop flavored yogurt and he goes to the place where they just
Yeah.
make the like poop essence and you can just put it
Yeah.
into whatever? Like we just got to go to that place and put it in candles. Not the
Yeah,
poop, though.
but here's
Please.
where I'm gonna be a little bit uppity. If we sell a giant bomb candle, I want it to smell nice. I want several
Yeah.
samples.
It's not gonna be a joke. Yeah.
Also,
We'll
if
have to,
we
like,
could if we could
R&D
do
it.
it, I would love a wood wick. Y'all ever light a wood wick candle? That shit's tight.
Woodwicks are nice, but I think then Jan, you sound like a candle connoisseur, a like-minded individual like
I'm
myself
with you,
here.
bud.
Problem with wood wicks is that they crackle sometimes, and it could be a fire hazard. And I don't
True.
like you hear it cracking sometimes. It like scares me. Like I'll have one burning next to me. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like some campfire thing. I think we should offer both.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
Bacalar, are
Lit
you like
dangerously with the woodwick.
Yeah.
a single wick person or a tri-wick person?
What about the duo wick?
Whoa. I
Well,
normally skip that option. I go from
I'm
1
a
to 3.
I'm a solo wick boy.
Okay.
That's how I roll.
Folks, look forward to the feature where Bacalar and I learn to make candles and Dan develops the scent.
I tried.
Last time I tried to light a candle, Jan, I'm sending you photos in the Discord right now.
What do you mean?
It was for Bonk's birthday, and
I know exactly what he
got
means.
a little cake thing, and you have pictures now, Jan. Do what you will with those.
Where is this?
And it's in the general in Discord. And I tried to time it when she was getting off work. We lived in New York, and I was trying to time it from when she got back from the subway. So I lit like 30-something candles or whatever on this little cake. and I timed it really poorly. So by the time she got home, all of the candles had completely melted and the entire cake was covered in wax.
Okay. I mean, what
so
else
I haven't
would
lit a
anyone
candle
expect?
since then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
I'm
fair.
getting the photos now.
I don't mess with fire.
You got it, Jan? Because I could bring it up if it's causing problems for you. With
No. I
running
got
the
it.
show.
I got it.
So
Yeah.
you like after a certain period of time, you weren't like, I should just blow these out and then maybe light them again.
I guess I didn't consider that you can relight them. I've never done that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you could do that.
Like
Okay.
you just let them. Okay, yeah. You just never thought
I did
about
not
it.
know
It's
they
one of
were
those-
multiple time use. Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't say that.
Wait.
Come on. Don't say that. Don't
It
say
makes
that.
sense. It makes sense now that I think about it. I just never considered it prior.
Yeah, don't say out loud on the internet, I didn't know you could relight a candle. Don't say that.
You can't ever tell anyone that, Dan. All right.
Okay, I won't
don't-
tell anyone. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's
Sean,
the-
cut this out. Sean, cut this out. Yeah.
all right.
Burning candles inside your house. I guess it's one of those things where I like glanced at a headline once, or like that's not healthy, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably not. And I don't like candles all that much, so I won't do that. But you guys seem to be really into candles. You
like
think
candles.
it's worth it? Yeah,
I like
I don't
candles
know,
in
they
the-
smell
in the-
nice when I go in people's houses that have
In
Rob,
the
them
cool
on.
seasons. I
If
like
you're
them.
worried about a candle burning, you can get yourself a candle warmer. So it's
Yeah,
like
right. That's the news tech, right? Or
Yeah.
probably like 15 years old at this point. But yeah,
Oh,
like
they
one of those
heat
like
the wax?
lamps.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
little heat lamp, and you'll still get the smell of the wax melting because the wax
Right.
is still melting and everything. But you don't have to worry about actual live fire.
I probably just need like a window open, is what people are saying. That makes sense, right? 'Cause,
Candles are so when Chad is saying candles are bad for pets, what are we talking? What are the implications? I need to know. Inquiring
Yeah, I don't-
minds. and all
Additionally,
that.
yeah,
I had a friend that used to light a candle in his car in the evening to
Oh,
get the
that's
smell
silly.
out.
well, that's just fancy. Like, yeah, I'm sure it was like a Rolls Royce, right? And it was like meant to had a candle holder and stuff.
No, a Toyota Corolla.
Okay, that's a
I put a
choice.
stink bomb off in my mom's car when I was in junior high, and it's just like it gets up in the stuff and the seats and everything, and then your car just smells like farts for weeks. And shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, had you used a stink bomb before this? Was this your first?
I am insulted by that question.
Yeah, that I just wanted to like establish the
Do
facts
you know
here
how
as
many
I
stink
go. As I
bombs
continue.
I've bought and used in my life?
Yeah, I
It's
just
a
want to be
lie.
clear. I'm prosecuting you now. I wanted to establish the facts.
From the moment I realized there was a little glass vial you could buy at the Stupid Shop, STOOPID in Olathe, Kansas, and then you just like crush it under your foot, and then suddenly an entire building can smell like farts. I was obsessed with them.
That shit was crazy. Those
It was
things.
So you-
insane.
you knew the effects going into this. You had to I guess maybe you didn't think about consequences when you were like, oh,
No,
this
I'd
is
done
going
it
to
like in
smell for
school
weeks.
before and stuff, but like I don't know if just the ventilation stuff made it not smell as long. So I figured in my mom's car, and I was like, it's gonna be stinky for a day, and then it's done. You know?
It's I don't know. All the stink bombs I've encountered are so putrid and so strong. The idea of setting
just
off
like
inside
sulfur,
of anyone's
right?
car
Yeah.
feels like an actual crime.
Like a crime, like a war crime.
What season
Like,
of the year
yes.
did you do this, Dan?
I don't remember that. I don't know.
Okay,
Oh,
because
I hope it wasn't summer.
well, I
could've
was
been, for
gonna
real.
say if it was winter, then you couldn't drive with the windows down because it'd be too cold
Oh,
to
that'd be
air
bad
out.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got one more grievance.
Please, grieve.
Hell yeah.
I posted last night because it stayed with me in a way that I just like did. I was sort of stun locked. A thing happened to me over the weekend. I was at a place. I was like at a candy store and it was empty. And presumably, I don't know if it was the owner, whoever it was, seemingly nice lady. It was cold at the shore. I was down at the shore. She commented on my hat. She's like, "Oh, you got a really nice hat." Or it was like, yeah. I was like, "Oh, thank you. It's nice." She was, "Look, we gotta protect our heads, especially with all that Wi-Fi out there."
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I kind of like didn't know what to do.
Oh, you don't go to Kansas often, do you?
No,
No.
I've only been to Kansas once, and that was like 20 years ago. They didn't have 4chan
Yeah.
back then.
Or Wi-Fi, yeah.
Or Wi-Fi. Like my first thing was like a hysterical laugh out loud because I'm like, oh, she's just joshing. Like we're just having fun here. Two adults who presumably like paid attention growing up a little bit. And then she's like, I'm serious. She like stopped me laughing and said, no, I'm serious.
Oh. She doubled down.
I just didn't, I guess I'm not really interested in like making fun of these people anymore because it's more sad than it is like an opportunity for comedy.
Well, and it's not just like, oh, this one lovable wacko over here. It's just like, oh, this is just wide swaths of people you run into. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's obviously in the minority. I mean, like, no serious.
Yeah, but it
like,
permeates like through all like this is also not like a class thing. This isn't like, oh, some uneducated idiot thinks this, because there are rich, famous, educated people who have all kinds of similar stuff. I remember like thinking it was really weird in Yes Man, when Jim Carrey was holding a cell phone, he would take his finger like this and put it on his head and hold the phone out here. And I'm like, why does he hold the phone like that? And I kind of looked into it a little bit. And it's like, because he thinks the phone is going to give him a brain tumor. So
wait. Was that the character in Yes Man? I haven't seen the movie, or is that just Jim Carrey?
I think
it was the character in Yes Man, but the character in Yes Man had no reason to do it. Jim Carrey himself thought
the character didn't. It wasn't like he was.
Jim Carrey hold it that way.
Oh, yeah. Jim Carrey holds it that way. Is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, I think that tracks a little bit with.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
we would hear that though. Sure. Like, I mean, it was very common when I was growing up that people said that about like microwaves. Like, you don't stand near the microwave when it's doing its thing. Yep. Did you guys have that?
Well, microwaves have shielding in them. Like,
well, right,
yeah, but people are like, don't look into the microwave and stuff.
God.
Yeah.
Well, that was my point. I sat there. I'm like, what do you think the fucking sun is? Like, I didn't even I wasn't trying to be condescending. I was just sort of saying like, oh, sweetie, I didn't call her a little dumb idiot. I was just like, hey, if you think Wi-Fi is problematic, like, what do you think's coming out of that big old star in the middle of the solar system? Like,
and like, you do have to protect your head from that. Like, that's
right.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute. Does she think beanies protect heads from Wi-Fi?
They're impenetrable.
Yeah, and it's the type of knitting that happens in a beanie. That's why I'm always wearing mine.
Right, it's hex clad. Yeah, that's really
hex clad. Yeah. I just don't know what to do anymore. I just don't know. Like,
Chat says, I wasn't trying to be condescending. The Jeff Bakalar story.
Almost no. First of all, I readily admit 90% of the time, yes, that is what I'm deliberately trying to do. Everyone knows that, of course. But in this moment, it was more like, I don't know. I felt like I was like sort of like, taking advantage of someone in a bad way. I just didn't want to do that. I don't know what to do anymore in these situations.
Yeah, we tried shame for a while, and that clearly just did not work. And it's like, I don't have the energy in there to shame people anymore for this stuff. And it's like, and I'm wrong about enough things that it's like, oh, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to speak to everything. I know Wi-Fi is not dangerous, but, can I explain it to this person satisfactorily?
Right.
No,
like, what,
of course not.
I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to be like, well, you understand, like, it's the waves can't penetrate our DNA. Like, it's just not a thing.
Yeah. I had similar. Go ahead.
Go, Jen.
No.
I was going to say there's certain places I stay when I go back home to Kansas where I've heard before, like, hey, we got these new blockers plugged in. So if you stay at our place, you're not going to, your anxiety is just going to clear up.
Oh,
so I think I had anxiety before 5G, but okay. All right.
And then a part of me, it's more fascinating than anything else because it's like, I can't believe we just allowed this to happen to people. We're just like, oh, well, we're just okay with this now. It used to be crazy was just like organic. And now it seems almost manufactured.
Yeah.
No, it's good old definitely manufactured. Yes.
Yeah, good old farm to table crazy. Now it's
right.
Like we used to just let these people were just like the town criers in the plaza who would stand.
And that
on
had some charm to it. That had some charm. Like that was a character.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
right? Conspiracy theorist with Mel Gibson. You ever see that?
No. Yeah, right. Yeah, a charming man, Mel Gibson. Yeah,
what a charmer!
So much passion, that guy.
And then I got depressed, right? Because it's like now there's like so many people.
Yeah, that reminds me of a cameraman I used to work with a lot. And that I think when I was like at the tail end of me being like an assistant camera person, like the wireless transmitters were like becoming a big thing to just for like the director to see the image and everything. But this camera guy would refuse to put them on his camera because he thought also the signals from the camera would fuck up his brain. So he would insist that the director has like a hard wire straight to his camera. So the director would have to have 2 portable monitors, one for everyone else, and then one just for him. This is also the same guy that we used to call Cowbone, because when we were out in the desert on a shoot once, we would take bathroom breaks very seriously, right? Because sometimes you'd have to be out waiting for something to happen for a while, and we called a bathroom break, and he was like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, "All right, do you want a PA to like run you anything?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good." He gets back, and we noticed there's a little bit. He personally could have used an 80s metal themed candle around him because he smelled a little ripe. And he started telling his stories like, "Yeah, I didn't need to go take a bathroom break. Just took a 10-2 out there." And then one of my producers, she was mortified. Like, "What do you mean you took a 10-2 outside and you didn't use the bathroom? What did you use to wipe?" And
Of course not.
This camera guy goes, "Well, there was a sun-bleached cowbone over there. Just use that to wipe."
What? You can't do that. You can't
It's
do
like the
that.
3. Oh, Joe Backlar doesn't know about the 3 seashells or the cowbone. That's
I
so
know about the 3
embarrassing
I
for
hate
you.
this. I'm picturing the cow. I was like, how do you wipe your ass with the cowbone? I'm thinking like, is it like one of those earwax candles where you put it in and it just kind of pulls it all out?
No. Nope.
You gotta
I
heat
don't
it
know.
up, put it in there.
So somewhere in the Mojave Desert, it's probably done or cleared off by now.
Probably over now, yeah.
But
Yeah,
there,
the bacteria.
there was a less sun-bleached cow.
Just something else.
It's important that it was sun bleached though, so you could see all
Yeah.
the damage you did to it for sure.
I do respect that sort of descriptor. My man's got a way with words. It's nice.
It's weird how it's like there's a Goldilocks zone, right? Because there's the people who hear that there's something invisible that they can't see, and then that's the scariest thing imaginable, 5G Wi-Fi. And then there's people who like can't see something, so it's not real. It's like germs or whatever, or gravity. And it's like you kind of have to be in the sweet spot where it's like I mostly trust these things that are like congruent with the way I live my life, and also some of these things sound weird, but I trust that I don't know everything. I guess most of you just have to ignore things, because if you start thinking about it too much, you almost inevitably either end up here or you have to become an actual expert, and no one has the energy to do that.
Yeah, I think it's harder work to get yourself
Did I
to
say
that
Germans?
place.
Germans are invisible to me.
I don't believe in German people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's harder work. I think you have to
of
put
course.
up a harder defense because right?
Yes.
Like,
Because Bacalar,
and-
it takes so
yeah.
much more effort to think
Yeah.
and reflect.
But
Don't do it.
but there is thinking involved, but it's thinking about subversion. It's like, how do I block out the very like critically clear thing in front of me and then pivot into a way where like it fits with my sort of framework and my belief system. It's scary. It's really scary. And I guess it's moments like this where you really are grounded, and it's almost traumatic. You know, it's
Yeah.
almost traumatic to have
Well,
to.
the
Like,
good news is that we can probably exploit this fight or flight mechanism that people are feeling by producing algorithms that keep them trapped in video content for hours at a time, where they can sort of lose themselves to even deeper conspiracy theories. I think there's money to be made here, guys. I
But
don't
hey, speaking about video content, we did release 2 vlogs over Thanksgiving break. All of
Yeah.
us hanging out around in New York, and then some leftovers. Dib pulls a very, very fun joke on Dan that I suggest you check out. Masterful work. I feel like he planned that himself, right? There was no conspiracy happening with you, Bacalar.
I mean, it's funny because I didn't even know this really happened, or I don't remember it happened.
I don't either remember it.
Well, that's weird. It happened to you, but
Right, I saw the clip and I was like, oh, right, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you remembered when you saw it. I
When
didn't
I
even
saw
like
it,
really remember
yes.
when I saw it, and you could see I'm in like the back of the room, so I was there. What a move! What a legend! Like
Yeah.
that was.
I don't see why you would
really
intentionally like fuck with someone. I don't really understand the joy in that. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think he learned it by watching you, bud. It's one of those Hallmark movies right there.
Wow. Dan, what if you created your worst enemy? What if all the poking and prodding over the years is just hardened Dib, and he's just going to grow to be like your Joker?
Is he going to be better than me?
Yeah, could Dan create a troll so large even he couldn't lift it? I don't know, man.
Consider the forces I was playing with here. Jesus.
Wow.
At the rate he's on, he'll be better, a better hockey player than me in about
6:30.
2 years. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Like the second he, puts on another 20 pounds and grows another couple, like he'll just be cooking me. So
I think the
Still doing
second
my trivia contest.
yeah, totally.
I think the second Dib starts rocking a stash, it's going to be game over.
Oh, that's gonna suck. Actually,
he's gonna
I'm going to call the
mullet
cops
and a
on him
mustache.
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, a mullet and a mustache.
A mullet
My
on a
lord.
mustache. Yeah.
What a dirtbag in the making! I can't wait.
God damn it.
He's
Dib bag? I don't know. It's almost there.
Don't start that. We can't undo that.
All right. Any other grievances we need to air? Think we're good?
I think that's it for now. I'm sure before the end of the show,
We'll come up
another
with
will
more.
materialize.
All right.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
He watched it back too. He's like, I rule.
Okay, that sounds like Mike Minotti there. Okay.
No, what if what if he's going to take all of the worst qualities from the five of us, plus Sean and Chuck, and he's going to be like a Voltron of the good internet and like all the parts of the good internet, but also some of the worst qualities of all of us. He's going to have a mustache. He's going to gamble. Don't worry, he won't smoke, but he'll force kids to watch Jaws, and then he won't shut up about hockey and pinball and wrestling. What if he gets really into wrestling?
That's bad.
Dan, what if he becomes an indie wrestler? What if we don't know?
That's a bad idea. He shouldn't do that.
But what if he's really good at it?
I don't see that being in the cards for him.
No, even if you're good at it, it's a bad road. Don't do it.
I don't really know anyone his age, any of his friends rather, who are like all in on wrestling. It's just
Which
not
is weird because it is. I want to say it's doing well, but I think it's just doing well with like corporate partners. I don't really like everyone I know that I used to talk to wrestling about and myself aren't really watching that much right now.
It's internationally very popular stuff.
Yes.
So.
I'm not doubting its popularity. I just
Saudi Arabia loves
yeah.
I'm
the
just-
small
I'm
sample
saying,
size that I'm looking at.
I'm saying like internet. I'm saying here the youth don't care. Internationally, the youth do care.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Those people are still
like
superheroes.
Astrobot,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about a world beyond wrestling, and that world is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. There is a written review by Dan Reichert on the website, the old school website and the new school website. You can check it out there. We also had a Q&A little round table that Sean cut together that is now up on YouTube, but you should pull that up, let that play in mute while you were still listening to this podcast as we discuss Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Dan,
it's a Blake Club game, right, Dan? This is garbage. I heard.
If you talk to the British journalists, yeah. I saw Hero Gamer and Andy Robinson gave it a 3 out of 5. No, I love it. I think it's fantastic. And again, if you want to see the like at length version, written review on the site, and then we have it's like a half-hour video review discussion. Basically, we put on YouTube that should be up right now. I love it. I adore it. I've been put under the gun, maybe actual gifts of people holding guns at me today to say whether or not it's better than Metroid Prime 1 or not. And I refuse. I will let it sink and simmer a little bit here because I think, I think I said Tears of the Kingdom is better than Breath of the Wild when it first came out. Now I've kind of gone back on it. So I'm going to sit before I say anything big like that. I will say it is definitely up there with the first one. It is much, much better than 2 and 3. I think 2 and 3, kind of had their side steps and stuff, which, I don't need to go into all that. But this one is the most similar to the first one, but also made me think of Ocarina of Time a lot, which was a thing that surprised me, mainly in the way that I don't want to say overworld, because I feel like when you say that now, that evokes like a Breath of the Wild, huge open world map. This is not that. I equated it to Hyrule Field in Ocarina, where it's a space that is largely empty, connecting major zones. And there are some things there, some puzzles, a few shrines even. But ultimately, it is a place that you were just kind of, instead of riding Epona around from this place to that place, you were riding Viola around your sweet motorcycle that Samus has. And each of these areas, Fury Green, Volt Forge, Ice Belt, there's a lava one. I forget the name of it right now. But they are basically giant dungeons. Like, Ocarina style dungeons, basically. You're going around, you're getting an item, you're fighting a boss. But you do have that Metroid backtracking here. But I've played through the first Metroid Prime twice in recent years, both the original version and remastered in recent years. And I always kind of forget when you go back, like the tail end of Metroid Prime, as much as I love that game and think it's one of the best ever, some of that backtracking is not the best. It's easy to get a little bit lost and turned around, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to kind of work your way back to the teleporter, the elevators, and all that stuff. This one, the backtracking is more interesting in that, like, when you're Volt Forge is one of the early areas, and if you've ever seen images of like lightning and towers and stuff like that, I think it's the most visually striking area in the game. The first time you're going through it, it's kind of this kind of almost dark, kind of spooky, like you're just kind of going through this like powered down lightning tower with enemies and stuff. It's kind of awesome. And then, you work your way down, you power it up, and then like you will eventually have to go back later as you're cleaning stuff up, and it's like just teeming with light and electricity and activity, and it's just like it feels different. So even when you are backtracking in this one, I do think it's more interesting. The thing that people were really worried about with the Miles McKenzie, it's not a big deal. It is not. Okay. I saw people even today after all the reviews came out being like, "Oh, he's going to be nonstop radio chatter." It's not. Most of what he says, and especially the annoying stuff, is the stuff that Backlar saw in that preview event and that everyone freaked out about, a month or whatever ago. Yeah, he's it is jarring in that like you see this title card of Fury Green, this area, this kind of like Backlar, I think you said it was like Pandora, and music kicks in and it's just incredible and the sweet title card and everything. It's just like, it's classic Metroid, and then you got the guy saying like, "Oh, booyah," and it's just like it is jarring for sure, and he sucks, and I hate that type of character more than anyone, but. That part happens in the first hour. He goes back to like a little base station, and he's just the dude where it's like, oh, you got a fire chip in this dungeon, and he's the guy that calls. He's like, oh, hey, I can put that in your arm cannon. I can help you with that. Come back here, and then it just kind of shows you a little pip on the map, and you go do it, and you're done with him. It's not. He's not calling in all the time like he's the Campbell or something in Metal Gear. And most importantly, it is not hand-holding. It is not doing the thing where it's saying like, hey, go here, go there. I was really worried at Volt Forge because when you first get there, he does pull up the map and he's like, hey, check this out here. Maybe if you go down here, here's the map, and then you go down this thing here. And I was like, well, if he fucking does this every time I enter a new area, I'm going to hate that. And he doesn't. He does not.
A question I have for you, Dan, and maybe y'all can speak to this more because I never really played the original Metroid Prime growing up, but I've seen... Dan, you've mentioned the Ocarina of Time influence and the Halo influence I've seen online as well. I don't know. Does any of that, does it feel like it dilutes whatever strong Metroid presence there is supposed to be?
No.
Okay.
Cool. No. The Halo comparisons, I think people are just talking about that first hour. It's the stuff that Jan, you and I saw in New York. Backlar, you probably played through that kind of like Halo, Call of Duty almost opening, right? Did you play the opening years, Backlar? Yeah. Yeah, it's very much like, it reminds me of that first E3 trailer of a gameplay thing of Halo 2, that Battle of Mombasa or whatever, where it's just like screaming and aliens and cannons and everything's, ships coming in and there's a fucking mech and all this stuff. And it's like, that does not feel like Metroid, but that's just the setup to the story. It's just, that thing happens, you're going to get this artifact thing, and then you get warped to Vuros, which is the new area and everything. And that does have some characters that talk and things like that. And I that's what people have freaked out about. But it's not like Other M. It's not like this is the narrative Metroid or anything. Like, you do find like a crew member basically at each like zone you go to. But it's basically you run into them and they're like, hey, Samus, okay, cool. Yeah, let's get out of here. And then they go back to the base station. And so you have like a ragtag group you're assembling throughout the game. But honestly, by the end, I liked them, and they don't get in the way of anything at all. They're just some Galactic Federation folks that you just kind of pick up along the way. There's a handful of them. It's not bad.
They don't suddenly start like, oh, Miles McKenzie goes away, but now someone else is pointing you in the right direction. That sort of fades in the background.
I don't think... I mean, there might be exceptions, but I think for the most part, Miles is the one who just kind of like calls you on your radio. And... you can call, like, when you go to the map, if you hit, I think it's X, it's the radio button. And, like, anytime you're in a zone, it just straight up says like, hey, the radio's disabled. You can't do it. So like you couldn't talk to him if you wanted to. It is basically just like if you are in the open world and you're just trying to figure out like, man, where do I go? I just got this fire chip in my gun. Yeah, what can I do with this? Then you can call him and he might be like, and he's kind of vague at times too. He'll be like, hey, you got a new thing. Maybe you should go back to some places you've been to before and see if you can do more stuff. You know, and then like, you know, if you keep bugging him or you keep kind of idling around Soul Valley for a while, he might be like, hey, remember that fucking lava river over in the fireplace? Maybe you can go cross that now, you know?
Okay.
It just sounds like another way of doing the question mark, like objective marker that would pop up after you spend enough time exploring the Metroid Prime. They'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, you've been going around now. Hey, we detected something. And this is just like vocalizing some of that. What percentage of the game is linear? My understanding is it's like a little bit linear early on and then opens up. Like at what point does it open up? How long were you playing? Do you agree with that?
I was curious about that because like you need to get 5 MacGuffins, basically, these 5 teleporter keys. And by the time Soul Valley opens up, like the desert hub area, you've got 2 of them already. And then Miles does get on the radio and he's like, hey, there's 3 more keys. Go do them in whatever order you want. But I actually don't know if that's the moment when I was like, oh, this is going to be Breath of the Wild. Do I want to go here or there or that mountain or the mines or whatever? And then I did try to go because like he pointed me towards, I think it was Volt Forge at that point, or it might have been the ice place. He pointed me towards one of them, and I specifically wanted to go the other way. So I just basically found a big thing in the desert and rode my bike towards it. And I did hit a roadblock where it's like, I think that was the fire river I talked about, where it's just like, I got in there, I looked at this fire river, and it was like, hey, you can't do this right now. I think it might have been a pop-up or something if it wasn't Miles that called me. And so like it might actually be linear. I am going to play through it again, and I am curious if there is a way to do the dungeons or the zones out of order. But it seemed like you pretty much needed A to get to B every time.
Well, but once you're in the zones, though, does that still feel like Metroid Fusion? Metroid Dread to a certain extent, especially like once you complete an area, they're like, we're gonna like basically guide you out of here. How much of that is there? Like, how many times do you feel like I really can only go forward, even though I'm in this space now that is technically kind of an open Metroidvania style exploration?
These areas are different in that like every one of them you go into, and you know, before you get the map, you'll basically see the map, you'll see the rooms you've been in, and then it'll like pan down, you know, Metroid Prime style, and show you like, hey, here's this big obvious like boss room or whatever you need to get to, and you got to kind of figure out how to get down there. And some of these areas are more like, okay, well, there's this obvious area, like the mines are like, okay, I'm just going down. That's what I'm doing here. But then there's stuff like Volt Forge, which is like 3 separate towers. And you're kind of like, you know, you're trying to power these up, and you are going between all 3 towers, trying to work your way around. And then there are ways you unlock where it's like, oh, here's an easier way to get from Tower 1 to Tower 2. And then, oh, I unlock this thing at the bottom. And now it's almost like a Dark Souls type, shortcut thing where it's like, now there's this like morph ball elevator I can just hop into, and that'll take me right to the top. So they are, I would not call them linear. Some are more open than others, but they all are, any room you're in, you know, it could be like, okay, well, there's 2 different doors here. I bet one of them's a save room. Okay, there's a crumbly thing right there. I can probably blow that up later, and then there's going to be a morph ball, thing I can go through, and who knows where that sends me. So it's any given room. It's not like, okay, I'm just going to go towards where an arrow is pointing me. It's, there is a certain amount of openness without being overwhelming,
Performance-wise, Dan, like...
Oh, God. It looks incredible. It is just wild how fucking good this game looks.
Nice.
I did it in handheld with the 120 and then the 4K on the TV. I mainly played on TV. But, oh, God, it's the most gorgeous, like maybe most gorgeous Nintendo game ever, but definitely the best looking game on the console. And the controls as well. I really, really like the gyroscopic control with the Pro Controller. And like I would recommend anyone go in there and tweak certain settings and stuff. Because there are certain things where it's like the motion does feel gimmicky. Like you get this kind of like grapple thing that can pull shields off, and like I don't need to yank the controller every time. But the way Metroid Prime aiming works, where it's like, from the beginning, it's like you hold in the left trigger and it kind of locks on to a character, and you can kind of strafe around them and everything. A lot of these characters have weak spots all over their bodies, or it's better to shoot their limbs and things like that. So you lock on with the left trigger, and while you're holding that, you can kind of set the threshold that you like that will cause the reticle to kind of break off of the main lock, if that makes sense. And then you can just kind of do slight little motions like boom, 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 gonna hit the limbs while still remaining locked on, so you can strafe and navigate around them and everything. It works incredibly well. So I did that in handheld. I did the mouse mode stuff, which I don't know. I think it's interesting that the Switch 2 has a mouse mode. I mean, I mainly want it for stuff like Mario Maker, but for this, Jan, you and I went to that New York event, and they had the giant flat surface in front of me, which is like no one has something like that at home, basically, in front of their TV. And it works fine there. I tried it here on the couch. I tried it on my leg. I tried it on the couch. I brought an actual couch mouse pad down. I sat on the floor and put it on like a table in front of me and stuff. And it really didn't do anything that the gyroscopic controls didn't do better. And whether you're playing with the Pro controller, the Joy-Cons, or handheld, you're going to have access to those gyroscopic controls. So highly, highly recommend turning those on, tweaking them to your liking. I thought it felt great.
I am very curious and excited to check Metroid Prime 4 Beyond out as kind of a novice to the series. Any other closing thoughts, y'all, about Metroid before we move on?
I'm ready to play it. It's the reviews are all over the place. The more I read them though, the more it's like, this is not going to be a problem for me. It's not what I was expecting, or I'm kind of okay with this game being what it is. So, still have pretty high hopes. But we'll see. I'm glad you like it. It was kind of fun to follow your journey of you getting it and having early thoughts and kind of getting near the end and thinking you liked it quite a bit and then coming around on it like in a huge way at the end. 5-star review. That's it's good stuff. People should go read that review. It really is very insightful.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too. Like just today, the embargo lift and seeing everyone's and I don't see a lot of arguments that I wholly I don't think you're way off base or whatever. Like I think just certain aspects of this game people are going to like more than others, and it all really worked for me. But yeah, some of the stuff rubbed people the wrong way. I get it. So read the reviews, see what you think. But I'm in the camp that very much loved it.
Yep, and it's like I don't see anything in the reviews where it's like anything that you didn't say. It is just how much it's going to bother you. So I was kind of scouring, trying to find what is the thing that is turning some people off so much. And there's no negative reviews. There's just some mixed reviews, and it's all things you said. And some people, it's just getting to them a little bit more. And sure. I get wanting the very pure Metroid Prime experience. I especially get it now, in a world where we've had FromSoft games that are obtuse, and we just had a Silk Song, which is obtuse and isolating and weird. And it's these games obviously can work. So if Metroid Prime went more in that direction, I think it would be mostly just fine as long as they made a good game. But them also trying to make things a little bit friendlier and feel a little bit more bombastic and sci-fi, that can work as well. So I'm ready.
I do want to bring this up real quick. Somebody said here that Logan at IGN said he was bothered by tropey dialogue. And so, yeah, I have seen some complaints about the story and stuff. And listen, I will say right here that that I'm not a story person in games. And so, as much as I loved this game, I would say 0% of that is the story. I did come around on those characters. I found them likable by the end. But the story is, if that's the type of thing that bothers you, it straight up is you got warped to an alien planet, find 5 things and go home. It's that. If you're looking for something deeper than that, I don't know. That is kind of what I want from a Metroid game. I just kind of want to give me the loosest thread of go do this stuff and then beat the game, beat the final boss. I mean, I don't want Other M. There's a reason I did. Other M was not for me. I don't need a bunch of story in my Metroids. Basically, so that did not bother me at all.
Is there stuff like codecs or audio logs at all?
So if you want to dig deep into the lore and everything like that, there's all sorts of there's spooky ghost alien priests, and there's what happened to this ancient race of ghosts or whatever, and a bunch of logbooks you can read. I scanned every fucking thing I saw. I read everything I saw. It's just you can go deep on that stuff if you want. To me, it's just it's kind of background stuff.
I've only played a baby's handful of Metroid games. I think the last one before, I'm excited to check out Prime 4, but was Metroid Dread. The way that everyone talks about Other M, I really want to check out Other M now.
It's worth checking out just to see how insane it is, with what they did with that story and the characterization of Samus. It's weird.
Do y'all think that is kind of the equivalent of telling someone, no, you should watch episode 1 first before you actually check out A New Hope?
I think it's worse than that. I think there's more likable elements to episode 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Dan, thank you very much. Again, there is a written review on the website. Dan wrote that, and as well as a little roundtable discussion Q&A bit that Sean edited together that is now on YouTube. But moving on with video games.
Sorry, real quick, I just see a comment saying, the only story I want is ancient alien race makes Samus a god. Play Metroid Prime 4.
You're good. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Whew.
Yep.
I checked out yesterday a game that has been blowing up on Steam, speaking about gigantic open worlds, Where the Winds Meet. This is a game, an open world game, kind of a Souls-like Jimmy Jam set in ancient China. I don't know what to make of this because it frames itself as kind of like a Souls-like game. The opening is very dramatic. Opens with a quick time sequence, a chase on a horse where you're protecting a baby. So I thought, oh, is this going to be like Death Stranding where I'm protecting a baby but in China? But no, you quickly grow up and then you wind up becoming the baby you were protecting. And the combat is kind of Souls-like, kind of action-adventure-ish. So there's moments where it reminds me of like Stellar Blade or Bayonetta, but it has like the stagger and stamina and like the posture for enemies like a Souls game would. But because I think Where the Winds Meet is supposed to appeal to as big of an audience as popular, and I've looked at the Steam numbers, and this game is doing gangbusters online.
It's doing very well, yeah.
There are some like built-in accessibility features that I kind of enjoy. Like you can parry in this game, or you can dodge roll out of the way, you can block. But the thing that this game will give you if you enable the feature is like just straight up like, here's the button to press when you got to parry. I'm going to slow down almost to a full stop so you can parry this game. And that is treated with your posture meter or your stamina meter. So if you aren't nailing the parry yourself, the game will just be like, here it is, dude. You good? You good? No? Okay, cool. And that'll just take off like a little pip on your stamina meter. The part where I am a little bit overwhelmed by the game is that because it is a free-to-play game, it is also online. If you enable it, you can do co-op throughout the story with friends. And I believe it's cross-platform, so you can, if someone has this on the PS5, you can go play with them there.
Like, should I be thinking like Monster Hunter?
I would kind of like, yeah, a combination of Monster Hunter, a Souls game, and an action adventure game is Where the Winds Meet is. But there's just, as soon as the world starts to open up, and I may be like 3 or 4 hours in, there are so many pips on the map, and it just feels like map barf. But I can see where this becomes someone's game for an extended period of time because you're trying to just tick off all of the boxes. And on top of that, the combat does feel good. You don't feel like you were banging your head, constantly failing at a boss like you would in some Souls games. And I understand that isn't for everyone, but it definitely feels like, oh, I can mash out a button and then block and then parry, dodge roll out of the way, and have an enjoyable time. What I will say is this game I did something in this game that I've never done in another video game, where one of the first missions before you get the map for everything is there's a vendor that tells you, hey, this bear over there, he took my shit. Can you go get it? And the game has you approach the bear, and then you have a quick time event where you learn Tai Chi from the bear, because the bear is pawing at a tree.
From the bear?
You learn it from observing the bear. So you have to do a quick time event of like hitting, timing out and pressing a button when like a circle turns gold.
Okay.
So you do that a couple times, and then you just get a gigantic message blasting over the screen saying, you learned Tai Chi from this bear. And then it becomes a martial art that you know forever now. And then you do a Tai Chi throw onto a giant brown bear and throw it 20 feet into the air. And I thought, oh man, maybe this game's got the juice if I learned how to do Tai Chi from an animal.
Is that the tone of the game? Like, it's kind of, someone in the chat said Yakuza. Like, yeah, does it sometimes feel like Yakuza?
Yeah, I feel like this game is presented very, very seriously. But as you were playing it, there was more than enough shenanigans constantly happening around the map that makes you feel like, oh, okay, all right, they got a sense of humor. The movement and like the air movement as well kind of reminds me of like Chinese wire work films. So it is definitely leaning on that influence for sure. I believe it's like
Sure.
wuxia or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone out there, but don't yell at me, please. The game looks gorgeous. This is one of those Jimmy Jams where I don't understand how and why this is free to play / why this looks so good. And
Wait, but how are they trying to get you to spend money on this free-to-play game?
Chat is saying that apparently someone has already spent $50,000 on a boat mount in the game. So that might answer some of your questions.
That's
okay. I mean, like in the 3 hours that I was playing it, I wasn't really presented initially with anything of like, well, now you got to spend money, bro. So I don't know if this is strictly on a cosmetic level or if there's anything like that is like a pay to win part of this, because I don't know where that would affect the overall loop of the gameplay.
So it sounds like cosmetics. People are saying it's
only
a Warframe.
cosmetics.
It's only cosmetics, and it's a Warframe. Okay.
Battle passes and cosmetics, apparently, says the chat.
But $50,000 on a boat.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know,
That's a bargain.
if this is going to be your main means of talking to someone, I guess, or partying with friends, Dan, please, yes.
Apparently, they sponsored a ton of streamers to play it, and there are AI chatbot NPCs that people are fucking with to get rewards fast.
Oh,
Yeah, but apparently the game's got a lot of AI, is what people are saying, and it's like, not surprising.
okay. Damn, with $50K, couldn't you buy a real shoot boat?
Yeah, well,
That'd be
not
a
a good
boat.
one.
It'd be a real
Yeah.
shitty boat.
Like a small boat. How much is
small
a
boat,
kayak?
like a canoe. Yeah.
Okay.
How much is a kayak's a couple $100, but I mean, is a kayak a boat? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say anything that floats is a boat, but my poop floats, so that's
Oh,
not,
come
and that's not a poop.
That's
not
a boat
That's
for
poop.
someone out there.
Boat
Yeah.
for someone.
Yeah, oh
Yeah,
no.
that's true. But where the winds meet, it's free to play. If you are looking for like a grindy game to engage with, and you just want to do Tai Chi to a bear, that sounds fun. The game also starts with you learning how to shoot an arrow by shooting down a bunch of birds, and this like kind gentleman being like, "Hey, I've learned so much. Here's my journal on how to shoot arrows, so you can stealthily take down birds." And then you're just shooting down a bunch of birds with your little kid companion, and I can't help but feel this is fucked up. Anyway, where the winds meet.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that Ubisoft has been trying to like get at. Like they want to make a game like this eventually, but they can't stop making Assassin's Creeds for $70, so they kind of can't like get away with it. I feel like this is the kind of thing that could come and eat its lunch and just sort of replace that whole genre of big, massive setting action adventure open world games with online functionality. But we'll see.
Egg on my face. The game is where winds meet, not where the winds meet. Apologies, gang. Speaking about meeting things, Jeff Grubb, you and Mike Minotti met virtually to take down a bunch of space baddies in Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Yeah, that's the new beat 'em up from Tribute. They did that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game. People like that quite a bit. I thought that was a pretty good beat 'em up. It wasn't one of my favorites of this like new era that we're getting. This one is improved, I think. Mostly the big thing there is, excuse me, you have a few more defensive options. So where you could sort of do that dodge in Turtles, and it was not always effective. There was kind of felt like, no, this is old style beat 'em up. Sometimes you're just gonna get hit no matter what. Here, the dodge is a little bit more effective, but there's also some characters that have a straight up like shield or a block, and that has a parry mechanic to it. Also, offense is a very good defense here, because any situation you're in, there is always another character that you can tag in. It is a tag beat 'em up. So you pick two characters when you start a level. A lot of times when you're going through the campaign, there'll be two characters flashing, and those are like the story characters, and they also have challenges associated within that level. So you know to pick them, and then you take those two characters in there. You play as one at a time, but at any time if you are attacking, so you're hitting light attack on X or heavy attack on Y, while pressing that, if you tap the left bumper, your assist character will come in and either perform their light attack or their heavy attack. Now, if you're not doing an attack and you just hit the left bumper, you'll fully swap the characters out. And this is, it's really frantic and hectic. So it's like, if you are, it kind of feels like you should be spamming those assists as much as possible, because they really amplify the amount of damage you can put out. and it looks cool, and it feels like, okay, I'm kind of very capable in any situation I find myself in. As far as like, is this the spiritual successor to the X-Men arcade beat 'em up that people want? I think mostly, it's not a direct follow-up to that. This is, the whole Marvel universe. They're taking a lot of influence from Marvel versus Capcom, the Capcom fighting game, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the moves, a lot of the looks of the characters just feel like, yeah, we played that game and loved it. We want to replicate that here. It even has the tag system. And so it's like, yeah, if you are into any of that stuff, or you just have a fondness for that arcade game, or you like Marvel stuff in general, it's going to hit really well. But you're going to have to bring some of that to this game, I think. If you have no affinity for either those old games or Marvel itself as an entertainment industry or whatever, you will probably not get enough out of this game to justify it's like $25-$30 or something like that. So it's delivering for the people who it's meant for sure.
Grub,
I'm into them doing this with all the old classic, like Turtles, that is the genre that I think has most been hurt as it moved from the arcade, because they were just quarter munchers.
And it's figured out now. They've solved it. They figured it out.
Yes. I want them to bring it to Simpsons, especially now that Simpsons and Fortnite had a bit of a gaming revival, which, by the way, I had multiple nights up till 4 a.m., both getting myself and Kayla Homer. So got Homer. That battle pass is over. Boy, that was the most effective fucking marketing tie-in thing ever, because that got me from not playing Fortnite in like 2 years to completely getting into it again. But yes, I would love to see a new Simpsons arcade game.
They could do
the
it.
Sort of treatment that Marvel got here.
Yeah, and it's as first fun as that Simpsons Fortnite thing was, it's like, oh, I'm kind of super bummed that it is a temporary thing. It'll come back at some point. Sure. But it's like, oh, that awesome Simpsons game they made doesn't exist anymore. So it's, I kind of want like some permanent things like a Simpsons beat 'em up. That would be awesome to have at this point. I think that this is a very good one. It is not as good as Streets of Rage 4. It's not as good as like Absalom. Like, go play Absalom instead if you haven't played that this year. But
we're
it's
gonna
like
do a run of that one of these days.
That's good. I think we could probably beat that game in one go if we really give it a chance.
Yeah, y'all should stretch a bit before that then.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. But it's like right behind those like leaders of the pack, and it's totally worthy of being included in this new crop of beat 'em ups, the sort of new golden era that we're in.
Grub, all the characters feel very distinct. There's like a pretty big character pool. I noticed though.
Right? What is it? 16, something like that.
Yeah. But because you can pick two, it actually kind of end up like if you have 4 players, you end up picking half the roster, right? Because you need 8 characters total in there. So, what's your question, Jane? Yes,
I can't help but notice there's just like a distinct character from the X-Men missing.
No, I think they got everyone that really matters.
I think he joined ICE actually.
I swear to God, there's gonna be a moment where I like shoot break and fuck up everything on this website.
I didn't
listen, Jan. If there was one guy going to ICE,
it would be Charles Xavier.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Would it?
The rich aristocrat that kidnaps people from their homes and says, "No, come live with me. I'll tell you where to go and how to use your powers."
Cyclops.
I bet he would sort of be like, "I got what is it called? His dome? What's that called?
Cerebro.
Danger Room.
No, the
close. Cerebro.
The one he could like point out all the
Cerebro. Yeah, Cerebros.
That's
Cerebro,
turtles.
right? He'd be like, "Well, I got this. I could work from home, kind of thing."
Exactly. That fucker left his family to go to space to fuck.
I think Cyclops will end up in this game eventually. It is ripe for adding a ton of new characters. And the characters are very distinct. They all play like they express what you want from each character. Storm can fly. Any of the flying characters you double tap jump, she can fly. She sends out winds and stuff like that. Her superpower is dropping a bunch of lightning. There's some sort of golden axe to it a little bit.
Nice.
On that front. And then every other character is just like, they play like you expect. Wolverine is just fury and claws and things like that. It's good.
Yeah, where the fuck is Nightcrawler?
True.
Yeah, that one I can see that working as well. Yeah, I hope eventually they get the full roster that they had in the X-Men arcade game.
I do think it's odd some of their inclusions, because they have Nova, which I consider like a low C to D tier Marvel character, but then they also have Beta Ray Bill.
Why are they trying to make better Beta Ray Bill happen?
I don't know.
I thought it did happen. I always I don't know anything about Beta Ray Bill other than he comes up sometimes and people seem very excited about
He's
him.
just horse Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time he said it, I thought he said Gatorade Bill, and I thought
Yeah, might
that
as
seems
well
like
be.
a pretty cool comic character.
Might as well be that. I don't get.
That sounds like a guy you meet outside a bar in
That's
Kansas.
Gatorade
Actually,
Bill, yeah. He doesn't drink. He just shows up with Gatorade, yeah.
Yeah,
So you know,
he does his job.
What's funny is I can only. This is such a dumbass old man way to sort of measure the importance of Marvel characters, and I kind of do that with a little bit of like what the current set of like Marvel cards is kind of like prioritizing
Sure.
Marvel people, because it's like, well, if they're not in the cards, if they're not in this checklist, they're not important, or they're not as important.
I think that's a good measurement. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it tells you there is some sort of editorial sort of oversight there where they're like, well, we're gonna give Beta Ray Bill his own fucking card. So I'm surprised to see this, but they have been trying to. This guy's been in like every set, I feel like, in the last 5 to 6 years, which I do not understand. Does he show up in movies? What's the deal?
No.
I don't think he's shown up in any movies, but it feels imminent. It feels inevitable at this point. I bet Taika
Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi. Thank you. I think he would be all over that if he did another one of those. He probably won't, but I think he would. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of the characters, like I was surprised to see Cosmic Ghost Rider. Is that
That stoner Ghost Rider?
Yeah, and like he's got like this dome over his head, like Mysterio or whatever, but it's all the fire in there, and he's just like he's got like a space gun. He looks fucking sick. Like
It's Cosmic Invasion. Well,
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Because
That's cool
that's
stuff.
if the Punisher became the Ghost Rider.
Really? Is that what that is?
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's Ice. Okay, got
yes,
it.
definitely.
Frank Castle, I don't think he'd be Ice. I think he'd.
no, he would kill him. Yeah,
He would kill everyone. I'm surprised Daredevil isn't in the game, given how popular the show has been.
Yeah, I think they just they chose a cosmic theme, like why they did that specifically.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like it works for the story they're telling, but like there's always the rights involved. And John Drake, he's just got that iron grip around that stuff.
What did I do to Drake? Why won't he put Cyclops in things? Drake,
Whatever you did, you better
I thought we
apologize.
were pals, huh?
I don't.
Do I have to send you a
know.
wrestler cameo apology?
Now I don't know, like what's the deal? Like I just don't think Cyclops is that. Is Cyclops is he popular? Like is he?
X-Men 97 saved his rep.
I
Yes,
guess, and that
he
was a long
owns in
time.
there.
Well, that was actually recent.
That was like
sorry,
in
but
the last year or two.
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I never see anyone dressing up as Cyclops for Halloween. Never see that. Never don't see that.
I'm gonna start
see.
vibrating through this podcast.
All right, Jan, who would you rather have in this game, Cyclops or Scarlet Spider?
See, I was thinking that too as Grub was
Yeah, you were.
talking. Scarlet Spider's pretty fucking. He's just cool.
I would take Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider and still not be upset.
Does Scarlet Spider usually wear a vest?
Hoodie.
Like a hoodie vest.
A hoodie vest.
Like a teal hoodie.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
that's a
what it
cool
is.
guy.
He's the coolest.
Yeah. The
pretty cool.
Across the Spider-Verse films maybe didn't make him the coolest. He's kind of a dweeb there, but
Yeah, but it's Andy Samberg.
It's
It's not
Andy
like it could
Samberg.
be way worse.
it could be worse. Moving on.
Could be Josh Gad as Scarlet Spider for sure.
Josh Gad. That's Olaf, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also planting a seed for later, so just hang in there. Yeah.
No,
Well,
you can't do that.
No,
Can't do
no,
that.
but I don't know how clued in any of y'all are to the current MCU, but apparently Josh Gad is going to make a big appearance in the Power Man show as Josh Gad.
Oh,
Power Man
So-
within
5000?
his range.
No.
Within his range.
Yeah,
No.
Power Man 5000 show.
He's
yeah.
going to be Rob Zombie's brother?
Yep. Olaf
Was
is
that a shoot?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name was it's like Steve Zombie or something. Yeah.
Steven Zombie. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's
For real, I didn't know that.
We've been going for a bit here. Let's cap off games talk on the other side of this little bricky break, and we'll also get to the news right after this. Over the weekend, this isn't a cry for help. This is like a coming to Jesus moment. But one of my dear friends, Miles, he's popped up. He's hung around at the GB at Night stuff. He had a curiosity to check out a game made by Riot called League of Legends. And I decided, I I used to play a lot of that. Let me go download that and play with my dear friend Miles.
Boy.
And I got a lot of concern calls from the internet, rightfully so. So thank you, everyone. But I will say that I think League of Legends as a whole is a garbage product because I don't fucking understand how this game in the year of our Lord 2025 will still have a launcher and will start to launch a whole separate windowed instance of when you finally get into the game. I don't understand how even the setup phase still takes you 30 or upwards to 15 to 20 minutes. Who the fuck has time to actually play this game on a continual basis? And also, my biggest gripe of this, my biggest gripe is, for practice sake, I thought, let me go reacclimate myself to the controls and everything. None of the muscle memory has stuck. So let's see if I can remember the overall flow and how to play the game. So I entered a training match against computer opponents. And for all I know, my teammates were either other people entering in like a training mode, or they were also computers. I could not quit out of this match.
Wait, what?
Dude, you're describing okay, go on.
If I quit out and exited the game, it wouldn't let me launch into another game. It would just be reconnect
to your training match against AI-controlled opponents.
Yes. And as far as I remember, there is nothing to earn or gain from just playing against AI opponents and or teammates.
They're just trying to teach you the lesson that there is no escaping League of Legends, and now this is the rest of your life.
So I uninstalled it, gang. Everyone can
It's gonna reinstall itself on your computer tonight.
I did look, and Riot was still on my computer despite uninstalling
it'll get
that
you
as well.
I'll get you.
So I feel like I'm still not in a completely good space. But speaking about space, Jeff Grubb. Yes.
I'm sorry, real quick, Jen. You said it took how long to load up?
No. Like to get out of like the setup phase of a game, because there's
Got it.
In MOBAs, not just League of Legends, but like it takes forever to get going, and then like after 15-20 minutes, that's when like, all right, shit's starting to hit the fan, let's go.
Okay. Gotcha.
I still think the best MOBA out there is Pokemon Unite, because those games are like 3 minutes long.
Sure.
3 to 5 minutes long. Anyway, moving on back to space, Jeff Grubb, Dan Reichert, you two have been playing Sectori.
Yeah. So I've talked about this the last several weeks, and it is. Yeah. Well, the Sectori happened. It's important.
You okay,
no, I'm good. Yeah.
It's super quick
I don't
with
like
me.
what this do. Ew.
No, he's right. That's the noise you make for Sectori. It really clicked with me in this last week, where it's like I started to like find out, oh, this is the leaderboard everyone is on. Oh, here are the other modes. Here's how some of the scoring system works. Oh, some of these upgrades I was ignoring are super important. Dan, you started playing this weekend. I started
playing
right?
like late yesterday, basically. I played it. It is the ultimate, just like, I'm going to do one more here. And I told myself, like, okay, like after work yesterday, I was like, I'm going to start playing this, and I'll do a bunch of this. And then when I'm getting ready to wind down for bed, I'll switch over to GOTY. And I just couldn't stop. And so I literally went from just like eyeballs about to fall out of my head, everything, just Sectori's pulsing through my veins, from that to laying in bed staring at the ceiling, which is not a good way to do things. Grubb, it's Geometry Wars, it's Housemarque, it's everything you've said. I'm trying to kind of figure out, because like they don't spell too much out for you. The tutorial's pretty short. So, it's that thing of realizing kind of in real time as you're playing, like, oh, wait, there's this strike multiplier up there. What does that mean? Oh, shit, if I do that strike move and I chain it with a bunch of these power-ups and stuff, then I'm getting more of a strike multiplier. Ooh, and then I bet if I trigger the score thing and the stack upgrades, I bet I can get a super score there. There's a level of depth to it that, like, if you just look at it, it just looks like twin-stick shooter Geometry Wars, but Geometry Wars also had more depth than it appeared. But yeah, it's in that Robotron Geometry Wars Housemarque vein. And I'm still trying to kind of figure out, like, I'm not anywhere near your score yet, Grubb. You're at like 6 million something. I'm in the mid twos, I want to say. I haven't beaten it yet, but I got pretty far pretty quick. So it's like, that is an intense, difficult game. Nice. And I think right now I want to try to just beat it on the first difficulty and then start going after score stuff on the next one. But yeah, just trying to figure out the strategy, because the way, like, as you level up, there's that stack of like, okay, you get one upgrade pip. Do you want to spend it right now on speed, or do you want to get 5 or 6 of those and get your missiles or your blaster, which is, ultimately a bigger upgrade? And then you can spend it on shields, like one-time use shields and things like that. So there's really a fun interplay there. And then there's all the little things in between where it's like, there's the letters that, what does it spell out? Mirage.
Mirage on the basic mode, Sectori on the middle mode, and then I think maybe Revolution on the last one. So they get longer.
Okay. And that triggers the rainbow mode thing where just everything is exploding and colorful. And like, it is tremendously satisfying. And the way the arena is constantly shifting and everything, that strike mechanic is killer. Grub, you unleashed something by pointing me towards this game. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It has been fun to like kind of, like I said, was clicking and begin developing like new strategies of like, you know what, I am going to go all in on speed early on, because that way I can get around the map faster and pick up more of those pips and turn those in for more upgrades. And then you really the hardest part of a run right now is the early part, at least on the challenge mode. Because it's when you're the least survivable, and you kind of have to like take some risks to get your survivability up pretty quickly before the first boss fight happens. So that means you want to be like taking out as many enemies as possible, zooming around, picking up everything that they drop, so that you can then start chaining together these strikes to get to all these pickups. You get the upgrades, and now I can like have a stronger blaster, which is going to enable me to blast through these hordes of enemies at a certain point that could easily overwhelm me if I just had the little pea shooter. But if I'm doing that, I'm like if I'm like saving up 5 upgrade tokens to get an upgraded blaster, I am not putting it in strike. I'm not putting in this other stuff. So I'm like, what if I tried to like figure out strike even more? I was already like doing quite a bit of it, but like, what if it was all speed and strike early on? And it's like, yeah, but then I'm not going to be able to take out the bosses. I'm like, you know what? What if I tried using strike on the bosses? So now instead of just always firing at the bosses, I am trying to just like dodge their bullets, find an opportunity, and strike, which again is this dash move where you have iframes into their glowing weak spots, and trying to get out of there real quick before I become damageable again. And that's been like, oh, I've completely flipped how I'm playing this game now. It's a different game at this point. And I'm like, I bet there are deeper strategies that I'm not even considering yet.
And also, if you strike into a power-up, you instantly recharge it. And so, like, you've been going hard on speed, which I understand because it's so easy to do, because it's just one upgrade for that versus like 4 for or 3 or 4 for strike.
It's 3 for strike,
but strike is offense, defense, and mobility.
Yes,
so for me, it's like it attacks things. It creates kind of a shockwave where you land, which is great. It is defense in that you have those iframes, and it's mobility in that it's like, give me the fuck out of here button, So like, to me, I go super heavy on strike, which I'm trying to figure out what the upgrade, like, is that just a cooldown thing, or does it actually expand the shockwave?
I think it definitely expands the range of your dash. So, and that's huge. You don't realize how huge that is until there is a wave of like 70 enemies of varying types. So you kind of just can't blast in there, because there could be one that comes in from the side that you're not expecting, that you can't see in that horde. But there's an upgrade token right on the other side of them, and it's like it's a little bit far for my strike. Well, if you upgraded it, it's not too far. You dash halfway across the map, and then your explosion, everything is bigger. And it's like, once you start piecing that together, that it really does unlock your ability to survive a lot better. So yeah, I think strike is a key.
I didn't know range went up with it, so that's huge.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, just talking about it. Yeah, it is one of those games that just makes your brain explode the entire time you're playing.
Oh, that's
Parentheses positive.
yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a very light roguelite, by the way. Very light. Like it's an arcade game. There are things that you are unlocking that you can use in future runs, making it technically, I guess, a roguelite. Those are like cards for your deck. You have to pick 8 cards for your deck. And these are the packs that unlock once you get an evolve token. So there's the yellow tokens, that's the evolve token, and then there's the blue tokens, those are the upgrade tokens. Once you get an evolve token, you get these decks, you can open them up. One of them stays in your hand, the other 3 go back into like the thing that you can shuffle into later. And these things are like, hey, you can get a drone that fires lasers, or you can will upgrade the potential for you to get 6 upgrades for your blaster or something like that, and maybe even give you a free one right now. But that's a good version of the card that has some negatives. So in that case, it's like, okay, but for the next 100 seconds, you can't strike at all. So there's these gives and takes and all this stuff.
Or spend 1 million points to get 2 shields right now. Like there's some really interesting ones there. Yeah. With the downsides where it's like, hey, we're going to spam enemies for 15 seconds, but you're going to get this extra good upgrade, you know?
So it's like messing around with that. I was for a long time there. I was just trying on challenge and I was kind of using the basic deck and I'm like, I'm not really making a lot of progress. So I went back down to the experience difficulty and started doing random for the decks and being like, let's just see what happens.
Oh, interesting.
And it was like, I discovered like, oh, the drones can be very useful, especially if you get some of these other upgrades that causes them to reload faster or fire at a higher rate. It's like, oh, they are actually greatly improving my survivability because they're hitting things off to the side that I am not ready for. And it's like, okay, so when really what you got to do is kind of start playing, have your early on strategy, but like once the deck starts unfolding, it's like, here's what's available to you once you have this evolver options. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm getting stuff that is good for drones. I need to start speccing in that direction when I get the option. It's like it's fun to like go with the flow at a certain point. But yeah, I am. Okay. It's all I'm playing. I am.
Yeah, it's gonna be my main thing for a bit here. Outside of, I didn't put it on the dock, but Jan, Tingus Goose.
Excuse me?
You can't. I just don't want to Tingus Goose. I don't want to Tingus a Goose.
I haven't played it. I just got a press release for it this morning and I Googled it. Look on the Steam. Tingus Goose.
Gesundheit.
I think we got to check out Tingus Goose.
What's Tingus mean?
Just look up Tingus Goose.
All right, well, Tingus.
Sean just linked to Tingus Goose.
We're gonna go.
I'm very intrigued by whatever Tingus Goose is.
Do we have to goose a Tingus or do we Tingus a goose?
I don't know, man. It's Tingus Goose. What do you want?
I don't know.
That's a very pregnant stick figure.
Why is
Tingus Goose?
You know, I was gonna say something about indie games or saving the industry, but maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm okay with so many fingers on that finger.
I want to.
I turned around.
I want to play Tingus Goose.
All right, going from outer space, or I guess it contains space and Sectori, to the underworld. I've been playing Demonschool, and gang, this has all the trappings of something I really, really enjoy. It's a tactics game.
It looked like a Jan game.
That was the thought I had. I saw like 2 pieces of art for a minute. I was like, that's a Jan thing.
It's a tactics game. There are tiles in it. Anime adjacent looking people. The art style is absolutely fantastic. I think my favorite part of this is the stage transitions going from the overworld to a combat instance, and then the stage completion animations that happen. Also the time transitions, so from the morning phase, afternoon phase to the evening phase. I really like that. It's very inspired by Persona. That being said, I don't think I like this game. I don't think I like playing this game. The tactics portion of it takes too long to get to. That being said, I'm still very early in. I fully intend to spend some more time into it. I've at this point now unlocked like the full party of 4, and the actual gameplay of it I'm not super into. And this is coming off of the heels from also finishing Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles, one of the best tactics games in my opinion. But the combat is done in a 2-stage sequence. There's the planning phase where you have your tile set and your characters, and you will, using your ability points, determine your actions of that turn. So you're either attacking, you're repositioning, you're moving characters. And at first I was a little bit bothered by how it looks because it's very light in what happens in the planning phase. So you'll attack someone and then it'll be like, okay, cool, you killed them, and nothing will happen. There's no animations that get shown. You just see the HP indicators go off. And then after you execute the planning phase, that's when shit hits the fan and where your characters will move into place. They'll do like team up attacks, pop off their abilities. The combat is fairly light so far where I'm at. Like your main character, they will they're melee focused. Your second character that you start the game with, they do like a little swap-a-roo with the enemy characters. So positioning is very important in this game, like most tactics games. I'm just not really jiving with the combat, and I think a game from last year that has kind of ruined tactics for me in a positive way is Tactical Breach Wizards, because that is so snappy and so fast. The writing is also great in that, and I think that game has kind of ruined the tactics or strategy RPG genre for me, because I'm able to pop off moves so fast and find the synergy and get rolling in the game incredibly at a nice pace versus the hand-holding that is kind of stuck with Demonschool, because it is also trying to be a JRPG. The parts where it is streamlined, at least, is there's multiple places to go explore, but it'll check mark you of like, hey, this is where you're supposed to go. This is the thing you're supposed to interact with, or the person you're supposed to talk to progress the story. That being said, I'm not really into the story as of right now. You're college students going to a demon hunting college. And yeah, like, I'm not really liking the combat either. But the overall presentation, I really do enjoy. Maybe as I unlock more skills or whatever, maybe get a better handle over the combat, maybe that'll change. But as of right now, the whole planning phase step of like, all right, you're going to go telegraph your moves and then you'll go see them play out, isn't really sticking with me. But that is Demonschool. If you're looking for a tactics game, I definitely suggest you check out Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Moving on from games to things you play games on, Dan Reichert, you have the AYN Odin 3.
I did. In the ongoing series of me and Grub being sickos about these things, you saw the video we did about the Thor, which seemed like it made 8 million people buy it because that thing is awesome.
Yeah, get messages constantly about that. Yeah,
it's tremendous. Jan, I don't know if you got it, but right? Everyone else got it on this call?
I've yet to get it.
Mike
okay.
has mine.
I've seen a lot of people say they got it. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. It is tremendous for just about every console you can imagine, but specifically DS and 3DS. This is...
I'm sorry, Dan, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Really, really quickly. You guys remember what I was complaining about yesterday, right?
The power button.
Oh, you got to be more specific. There's so many.
The power button on the
You're
AYN,
right. You're right. I complain about it a lot because everything is bad. That's fine. I was complaining about the Thor's power button on the bottom lip.
Yep.
Yes.
They released an update yesterday that turns off the power button when you close the lid. And now I don't turn it off. Turn it on and off.
There you go,
turn
bud.
it on when it's closed.
This is why you should complain more, because it makes things change. It makes waves.
Instant gratification. It's still a problem when I'm holding it on, but baby steps.
Is it toggle? Is it an option you have to change, or is it?
I think so. That's another thing, and maybe you'll talk more about this with the Odin. A lot of these settings are sort of like hidden in a way that as someone who's very fluent with Android,
yeah.
It's like I still can't find where these magic settings are because or they're either like hiding in plain sight in the settings section, maybe mislabeled for one reason or another, but I can't find some of these settings. I know the power button update happened in the recent Thor update, but I don't see where to change it. Anyway,
yeah, I think there still is that double tap the power button before it does anything. But I cannot remember where that setting is.
Yeah.
Couldn't begin to point you in the right direction.
Who knows?
Yep.
I
Anyway.
will say that whereas the Thor is clearly with the two screens great for 3DS and DS, this is more just kind of like a traditional form factor here. It looks kind of like maybe a wider Vita. And it is powerful. I've been running everything on it. I think I won it. This is Burnout 3 for those watching the video version, and it runs awesome. You
still didn't crash.
Resolution quite a bit. No, not crash mode. I didn't do great on that during the Bombathon or the Extra Life.
In some ways, you did better than anyone.
It was incredible, yes. But you can set it up. I did the exact same thing. I followed the same video I did with Joey's retro handhelds, where it's you can get that same, just great interface and everything, go between a million different consoles and everything. It's just, to me, it is a less interesting version of the Thor because it doesn't have the dual screen thing. So this is just a traditional, albeit powerful version of one of those, basically. So I'm going to lean on this mostly for PS2, GameCube, Dreamcast, things like that. But also it's the Thor has that form factor too, to where it would fit in your pocket. It wasn't too wide, even folded up. It's a little big, but you could put it in a pocket. Whereas this is a bit too tall for that. God, looking at it, this looks like it's probably 9 or 10. Yeah, that would be difficult.
That's a beefy boy.
It is beefy, so it's a little less kind of, throw it in a bag, packable, put it in a pocket type thing. But if you're looking for something solely for stuff like PS2, which obviously can run all the older stuff for the most part, except for there are certain cores that will work on the Thor, but won't work on here. So the N64 core, the standard one that people recommend, doesn't work on there. So like the video I saw was like, oh, you got to get the standalone N64 emulator that is either paid or you have ads on it. So like, I don't know if that's a thing that's going to be fixed at some point here, but like
it
wasn't.
Be.
I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
At some point, yeah. But it wasn't as just like, you know, with the Thor, I followed that Joey's Retro Handheld video, and it was just set up perfectly first time. This one had a few little tweaks and stuff that we're not quite there yet. So.
Yeah, so the big issue there is, and this is in the weeds, this uses the Snapdragon 8 Elite, I think, which is a really, really new chip. The Thor, I think, used the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which has been out for a minute. So people in that scene have updated all of their cores and stuff to work really well with the Gen 2. The Elite's just early on in that process. So all of the stuff that happened with those previous Snapdragon processors will happen here. It'll just take time. I'm pretty sure that's the issue.
I would say just the ergonomics and everything right now, like the sticks and everything feel fantastic. I mean, I have found that the AYN stuff has been of a higher quality than some of the other companies I've been trying out lately. So still very interested in everything they've got coming out, but the Thor is a sexier alternative right now.
Does the Odin 3 have active cooling? Does it have like a fan running inside of it?
Yes, it does have active cooling.
Okay.
I'm actually looking at this right now. Yeah, yep, it's got active cooling.
Just a little interesting because, like, the whole thing with this new Elite, I think, is it's got a very power efficient process on it. But yeah, they probably are going to run that thing as high as they can because it should be able to like really handle quite a few emulators that other devices have struggled with once all of the support is there. But that'll take time.
Yeah, I've seen people mentioning things like PS3 and stuff like that. I haven't quite got around to messing with that yet, but yeah, that PS2 era, it runs very, very well.
Yep. I'm looking forward to getting my Thor back. I won't be running out and getting an Odin. I have not gotten an Odin up to this point, because every time I think about it, I'll just keep using my Steam Deck for this. I'll save the hundreds of dollars and just keep using my Steam Deck, which mostly is going to do a lot of the same stuff, and the support there is off the charts. So I can kind of rely on the community there in a lot of ways. And PS3 has been running on that thing from the beginning, so I don't need to be rash and go out and get this thing. The Thor serves a very specific purpose for me.
Speaking about specific purpose, Jeff Grubb, you picked out something that is very specific to you. You have been using the Analogue 3D.
Yeah, so it's like I've been using it a lot in the last week, and there's been some updates to it. The EverDrive got fully updated; it's fully compatible now. That's been great. So the big thing that did happen recently with that EverDrive update is they put a follow-up update out for it that enables the unleashed power mode to work on the Analogue 3D. Which is basically they're super overclocked. Basically, it's just like unlock the CPU, unlock the GPU, and let these games run as good as possible. And with that turned on, with 32-bit color turned on, and the de-blur turned on, and those are like the main ones that make a difference. This is it's an N64 Pro. It really is. It is a mid-gen refresh. I know the gen feels like they just started the N64 generation. We're already getting a mid-gen refresh. But it really is the best way to play N64 games in the vast majority of cases, which is not what I was expecting with this thing. I was thinking I would get something that's just like another way to play N64. It's not. It's the best way to do it.
I finally have a way to play Mario 64 in the year 2025.
Yes, exactly. That's the whole thing. Is like, yeah, okay, we're sickos. We're doing this. We all know what's going on here. I just want another reason to spend money on the Nintendo 64 because I'm nostalgic and stupid. It's not that. It's more than that. It is like the performance of stuff like Perfect Dark matched up with the accuracy, which is not something you get from most emulators. Like most emulators mess up stuff like trilinear filtering, which makes the textures look right. This gets all of that stuff right and then runs the games better. Now, you're not going to get the upscaled resolution. It would be nice to have that option, I suppose, but I would probably still choose to run N64 games at their original resolution because that does a good job of hiding things, and it looks good when you put on the CRT filters, which is how I would mostly play this. And it's just an ideal N64 in just about every way. It makes revisiting that library really, really nice.
It is my favorite way now too, and like Grub, you and I both have a million ways to play 64 games.
Yep.
We've got retro tanks, multiple, and
right.
PC emulators and stuff. We've got so many different ways to do this. I got a Mister that has an N64 core and everything on
yes.
now. But like The idea of this sleek thing that sits underneath my TV, just one HDMI cable out, and it has both Bluetooth and it can just plug in the original controllers there, and it just looks incredible and has all these great options. Like that, this is my favorite way to play N64 games right now. And I know I mentioned before on the Bombcast that my EverDrive was not working with it.
Yeah, they
I did
updated
go
that,
ahead
yep.
and they updated the EverDrive.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
That's
they
what-
updated the EverDrive.
that's what I-
I
so
bought a
that's what I'm
summer
saying.
cart.
Yeah, I bought a summer cart too because it has better 64 DD support. It's not here yet, but they updated the EverDrive so that you can get the full support of Unleashed and everything. Yeah, they did that in the last week.
Oh, geez,
that's how I'm using it. When the quick look goes up, people see my backups.
Link
on
me
my
to whatever I
EverDrive.
need to do to the EverDrive because I would like
it's
to try that too.
super simple.
So-
You'll have to boot it up for the first time with the new bootloader on original hardware, but once you do that,
Okay.
you're good to go.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, but no, the Analog 3D is just fantastic. Like they just continue to be like, man, if I'm gonna play like a GBA game, I'm doing it on the Pocket. If I'm playing a 64 game, I'm playing it on the 3D. It's great.
And I think this is Analog's best product so far. The Pocket is so versatile and open and really, really good. But it's like something about this of them sort of solving problems with the N64 in a way that most other things have not. And that improved performance, I keep going back to it, but I kind of can't overstate how much of a difference it makes. It's huge. So they really came through with this thing. And I don't think the $250 that I paid for it was too much. That's about the right price for it. I know it just went up to $270, but even then, I'm like, that seems like a pretty fair price for what this is.
Well, I'm very happy for you guys. I'm also happy that it's time for the news.
God, the news keeps coming.
And it won't stop coming.
News.
All right, let's do this news. Capcom is reportedly working on a new Dead Rising sequel starring Frank West. A new Dead Rising game featuring the original protagonist, Frank West, is reportedly in development at Capcom. This is not a remaster or remake, but a new main entry, according to MP First and VGC sources. The sequel is said to take place in Hollywood with a massive, inside of a massive enclosed movie studio lot. So it's a Leisure Suit Larry box office bust like is what we're gonna get here.
Sure.
It sounds like this is the kind of thing where this could be popping up here pretty soon. They did do that remake / remaster, mostly a remaster of that first one recently, and that was well received. I'm ready for more Dead Rising. I think it's the kind of thing that it makes sense for Capcom right now.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been long enough. Like I remember being one of the defenders of 3. You know, that Xbox One launch. Was it a launch game or was it around there?
That's right.
I think it was a launch game, and I liked it too.
It didn't have the most personality of the series, but like I still thought it was super fun. And then there's something about 4, even though it wasn't 4 Frank West. It was like
Yeah, I think
Christmas Frank West. Like general theme.
I think so. I didn't play that one though.
I played it enough to just know that it wasn't for me, and I'd like to go back to that and see what that did wrong. But especially after the deluxe remaster, like, man, Dead Rising, there's really nothing quite like it, and
Yes.
I think there's definitely room for more of that.
So it does sound like this will go back to the clock mechanic, the time mechanic of the first one for this new game. And it's like, yeah, I at this point I can kind of see it. I think the idea is the enemy that has trapped you, the villain that's trapped you in this movie studio, is trying to film the perfect movie. And my mind keeps going back to Stuntman of like trying to get the scenes exactly right in Stuntman. And what
or
if like
Leisure
your whole,
Suit Larry box office bust?
or well, yeah, I just didn't want to be so obvious, but yeah, Leisure Suit Larry box office bust, where it's like you're trying to do these runs as you learn the game, where it's like, okay, now I can go through this scene and I just nailed that perfectly. Let's get to this next one. I don't know it quite as well, but maybe I'll get lucky. I could see that structure working really well with something like that. So kind of exciting. And Capcom themselves are making it, like it's being done internally, it sounds like. I think they're going to try to make this like one of the other pillars that holds up next to Resident Evil and Monster Hunter and stuff like that. I don't think it can reach that tier, but they'll try to like give it a modern glow up. And I think there's a potential for it to hit that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of runway for Dead Rising to contemporize, right? Like I think there's stuff that could be added in terms of quality of life. So that's exciting.
Tingus Goose.
Indeed. Trademark for Control Resonant appears to have been filed by Remedy. This is likely a new Control game. It's also the kind of thing that could pop up at like the Game Awards. It's hard to like read too much into the timing of trademark filings, but they do occasionally happen right before the first public mention, and we are mere days away from the Game Awards. So does it feel like time for new Control to you guys? Because it does to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
think what was that multiplayer FBC or whatever?
FBC
recently?
Firebreak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's in my head. It's like, it hasn't been that long, but that's a totally different thing, obviously.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a different team and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for sure. I think the DLC. What was the last Control DLC?
I don't remember what it was called.
Oh, it's when Alan gets
Was
introduced.
the Alan
right?
Wake stuff?
Yeah.
Was that the Alan Wake
AWE?
experience?
Yeah, AWE.
Oh, yeah.
Hour.
AWE. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hour.
Alternate
yeah,
world
anyway.
event.
There is a
We're
gotcha
there.
anime waifu control game out right now.
Jan, we have to stop you.
What?
Wait.
What did I do?
I don't understand. Like,
I'm not making the
90%
games.
of what
We're
you
going to
just
cut your internet cables, Jan.
What?
Say that again slowly and make eye contact. What do you
There,
mean?
there is a
Jan.
gotcha anime lady waifu control game out right now.
You know, I heard you.
11 syllables, but it just, I don't know, it felt a lot longer. That felt
Okay.
like forever.
Unpack this carefully.
There's an anime waifu gotcha control game out right now.
Right. So what does that mean? I know what some of that means, but what does it present like? Like what are we talking about?
I don't know. I haven't explored it because I know people will judge.
That's what that
makes
Prince
it-
song's about, right? Ooh, waifu control, right? That's...
I need to double check what it's
what was-
All
controlled.
right, I'm gonna get out of here.
That's my time, folks. Listen,
that's all for me.
but Jan, how is it control like? What are you saying?
I think like it's in terms of the gameplay, like you're shooting, you're like telekinesis stuff. Hold on.
Okay.
I swear I didn't
Yeah.
have a fever dream about this.
No, I believe it exists. Anything's possible in 2025.
Of course, now that I'm trying to panically Google this to prove myself, I'm not finding it.
Okay. That doesn't mean anything, you know.
Could mean something. Nintendo is acquiring Bandai Namco's Singapore studio and will rename it Nintendo Studios Singapore. This is, it's a small acquisition. They're spending like $770,000, which is like probably barely going to cover lawyers' fees after all this like deal is done. The idea seems to be here that this was a studio that helped out a bunch of companies like making assets, but it worked on Pikmin, or I'm sorry, I think it worked on was the shooter Splatoon. It worked on Splatoon assets for Nintendo and a few other things, but specifically Splatoon.
Varsapura is what the game is called.
This is the anime waifu gotcha game.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
proud
part
of
of
you. You found
Tingus
it.
Goose.
it's part of the Hoyoverse.
I bet it's actually that's what Tingus Goose really is. Anyway, it sounds like Nintendo's like, we'll start paying these people's salary instead, since you might be considering closing them down, and we don't want that because they did some work for us. So we're going to take this on instead. This is nowhere near like an Activision acquisition or something like that. It is just them shoring up the support for their future games. It does show that Nintendo is mindful of these things, though. Like, we want to have a strong pipeline of being able to develop games. So we use a lot of external partners. And if they're threatened, unless they're Alpha Dream, we're going to step in and do something about it and make sure that they can keep making games for us.
And they continue their run of having the most creative names for their studios.
I mean, NSS, Nintendo Studio Singapore, boy, I was a kid. I always
Nintendo
dreamed.
Game Studio B4. It's great.
Yeah,
Where's the Singapore
It's all
studio
business.
from?
It's all
Yes.
business.
They're in Indiana.
Oh,
Yeah.
odd.
Weird. Splinter Cell Remake has a new director, and it's the same one who left 3 years ago. Sounds like just things are going swimmingly over there at Ubisoft, who reappointed David Grivell as the game director for the Splinter Cell Remake, a role he previously held from November 2021 to October 2022. Grivell announced his return to Ubisoft Toronto on LinkedIn, calling it a very special team and project. Ubisoft confirmed the remake in December 2021, stating it would be built with Snowdrop engine to update the 2002 original with new generation visuals, gameplay, and dynamic lighting. Since sharing concept art in November 2022, there has been little information. So yeah, I guess they're still working on that. This at this point, this story of Ubisoft being like, we're working on a game, it'll happen one day, we promise, is like something they've done so many times with like Beyond Good and Evil. And I guess that Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, which does seem like it might be coming out soon. But I'm sick of it. Just tell me when the game actually has something going on that we can really look at with this
They
one.
should make the first Splinter Cell good this time.
Oh, okay. Is this a Metal Gear versus Splinter Cell thing, or is this a stealth thing in Dan?
It's both. It is actually both because I've always compared the two, and Splinter Cell was the one with no personality and also was very annoying to play.
It's not
Be looking
no
at a fucking
personality.
light meter the entire time. I'm fucking
Light meter's awesome. I can't like if they put real
what if
time
you
ray
can't
tracing.
sneak? What if you're not good at sneaking?
Well, then don't play the game, then, Dan.
Metal Gear let me play it.
Also, it's not no personality. It's Tom Clancy dad personality.
Oh,
so,
okay, got it.
Right, it's a very small difference there.
Jan, we still got to do the co-op mode.
I was gonna say
that is good.
yes. Is it Pandora's Tomorrow? Am I making up a title again?
No, Pandora Tomorrow was the second one, and Chaos Theory was the third. I think it was the Chaos Theory co-op mode. I did that with Kayla way back in the day. It was super fun.
No, we should do that in the next year.
Yes,
Okay.
I've got it on the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just break my stylus for my tablet in my sock?
Sorry, bud.
I'm a dipshit.
Man,
All
you got hard ass skin, dog.
I don't know, man. That's weird. I barely did anything to it.
Chat, you're wrong. It's not Spies vs. Mercs. Spies vs. Mercs was that early Xbox Live version on the original Xbox. That was a versus mode thing. Marino's saying it's Conviction that has the co-op mode. Conviction was a good one. Yes, Conviction was the first good Splinter Cell. And maybe
You're just a font
only good
sicko.
one.
You just liked how all the splash screens with all the titles over the game and everything. That was
No,
Conviction,
that's-
right?
Conviction was awesome. You get a little camera and put it under the door. It's great.
Backler and I are the font sickos.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's only room for two here.
So people are trying to figure out what that Game Awards mysterious devilish statue means.
And that's why I'm going, guys. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
It's in the desert, and I do think that you're overdue for like a walk in the desert on peyote.
Game Awards statue? I need to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I didn't
What
know
the
about this
fuck?
either.
That like crazy... Oh,
Yes.
God.
Like
the satanic looking
squiggly-
one that has like the red tentacles coming out of it. Anyway, people are like, it's God of War. It's not God of War. Then there was like reporting. This is related to Diablo. That makes sense. A Diablo DLC drop. Of course, that's the kind of thing that would do they have a lot of money over there at Blizzard. Apparently, Diablo has been ruled out as well. So maybe it is still Diablo. I don't know. But if it's not those two games,
Bubsy.
it's got to be Bubsy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is cool.
It could be Tingus Goose.
It
Yeah.
could be Tengus Goose.
I mean, it's either. So here's the thing, right? This is either going to be.
said that. It's just so insane. I'm sorry.
Well, Tingus Goose is now just like the catch-all for anything we don't have words for.
It's the new gimmick. Yeah.
What if Tingus Goose is very problematic?
Oh no.
I hope not. Yeah. Well,
I
only
feel
one way
like-
to find out.
I feel like it's. I don't know. It feels like it's obviously a paid, bought and sold thing, and so when you have something like that, is it the weird thing where it's like. It's the thing where it's like they couldn't say no to the amount of money that they were going to offer to just, pip this like statue thing, or is this a game franchise studio that people actually care about?
I mean, it could be a little column A, column B. I don't know.
I don't think people should get their hopes up because the odds are that this could be like a where wins meet style game. It is like a gigantic game that maybe mobile or free to play that we've never heard of. It could just be a collaboration with that.
Maybe it's Echo the Dolphin.
Do you remember when Michael Jackson was going to do that comeback tour and he was planning for a 50-foot robot of himself to roam the desert around Las Vegas?
No, I don't remember this.
I remember thinking that was a really cool idea. I like the idea of that, and I wish they would have made that giant robot.
Yeah, he should have a mech.
Mm-hmm.
It lights up at night. That's neat.
Yeah.
The devil thing?
It could
Yeah,
be
the
Control.
Maybe.
You think so? I don't.
I don't think so, but it could be. I just like it's the Diablo made so much sense because it just looked satanic. So and it's got like skulls on it or whatever, or is it just people's heads? Is like a bust? I don't know.
I don't see it being God of War. It doesn't.
It's not God of War. It's not God of War. Yeah.
It's pretty metal.
Oh, Saros, says Lexi. I could see that.
Oh, I could see that.
George?
That would be cool.
Yeah, George Soros.
Oh, odd.
It's got like a.
I could see Soros.
I mean, I think this door is going to open up. I think someone's going to come out of it.
It's going to be
Michael
Gabe
Jackson
Newell.
statue.
It will be Half-Life 3. Actually, I'm almost positive it couldn't be Half-Life 3. They wouldn't do anything this way. This is not how Valve
they
does
would do it their
things.
own way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to open up your Steam Deck and it's like, oh, it's been there the whole time.
Yes, for real.
Incredible.
All right, let's see here. Metal Gear's producer says he's undecided on future remakes. Metal Gear Solid 4 would be a real challenge. Basically, what they're saying is they did Delta, and now they are assessing things and in the planning, like early planning stages for what would come next. He did say that Metal Gear Solid 4 would be a challenge, especially because they probably would not be able to do the thing they did with 3, which is like, let's just apply a coat of paint on top because the code is so wonky for 4. That's his words, not mine. Actually, he didn't say wonky, but that's basically what he said. It is also kind of, it's like that is going to be the marquee game in Volume 2. So people are going to be playing the original version of that in some way, I'm assuming, when the Volume 2 collection comes out here in the near future, something they reconfirmed as well. So yeah, Dan, where do they go with Metal Gear next after this? Especially after like having some space from Delta and being able to look around a little bit and be like, where should they go?
I mean, the pie in the sky would be 1, but yeah, 1 you have to just kind of like full on Twin Snake style. But like I think the coolest thing they could do is a full on remake of 1, but faithful. You know, I like Twin Snakes. A lot of people don't. But I do think a full remake of 1 would be incredible. Other than that, you could just do kind of the Delta treatment for 2.
Yeah,
you know, there's the same console, probably the same type of, backbones in that one. But yeah, 4, I would just do it in order. I would just do it in order chronologically. So go from 3 to 1 to 2 to 4. I know I'm skipping Peace Walker because it doesn't matter.
Give
5,
me
that was
acid.
Recent, so acid, yeah.
I'll see if
I've
I can
got
find
Metal
some.
Gear Acid on here, and I was tempted to maybe start playing it.
Peace Walker's the one you want to play co-op, right, Dan?
I do want to try that just because I've never played Peace Walker because it was on the fucking PSP. But
you mean the Greg Miller's best game of all time, Peace Walker?
yeah, it's
right?
the craziest thing he's ever said, and he continues to say. Yes, I do want to do co-op Peace Walker on this website with the compadres.
All right. Well, the compadres will ride again. Okay. All right, here we go.
It doesn't have real cutscenes. It's like a comic book. It's
Yeah, but that's because Hideo Kojima is busy with his new role in Hollywood. In Zootopia 2's Japanese dub, where he will be replacing a Hollywood star.
Roman Reigns? Is he replacing Roman Reigns or
No, just
CM Punk? The Zebros.
Hold on there. Hideo Kojima has confirmed he voices the character Paul Moldebrandt, a mole in the Zootopia Police Department for the Japanese dub of Zootopia 2, the film which released internationally on November 28th, blah, blah, blah. That I believe that is the role done by Josh Gad, which confirms what I've always said, that Hideo Kojima is Japan's Josh Gad.
A lot of people are saying it. It's not brave of you to say it.
Listen, I think I'm a hero.
I think Josh Gad gets a bad rap.
I'm
Is
fine
there
with
going to be
Josh
a
Gad.
version of this movie where it stars at the same time Hideo Kojima, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk?
You could probably mishmash that up if
Yeah.
you need to.
I mean,
Yeah.
Because they are the Zebros in that one. They are zebra cops, I think, together.
That sounds right.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess if you watch the credits of the Japanese dub, they would show the American voice cast as well. So in one credits scroll, there'd be
Okay.
Hideo Kojima and the Zebros.
That's funny to me. Okay.
Horses, the upsetting horror game previously banned on Steam, gets last-minute ban from Epic Game Store as well. The controversial horror game Horses has been banned from both Steam and the Epic Game Store. Developer Santa Regione reported that Steam banned the game after submitting an unfinished build, vaguely citing content guidelines and a rule against depicting sexual content involving a minor. So let's hold up. Like, what is that? There is a scene in the game, or there was a scene in the game. It's actually been changed, where a naked woman with a horse head was carrying around a child on her shoulders, and it's supposed to be introspective and an illusion. It's a metaphor. It is not sexual in traditional terms, but it was against Steam's guidelines. So the game was changed by the developer. He made it 2 adults instead of one of the person on the shoulder being a kid. And Steam's like, well, no, too late. You already did it once. We're not gonna reverse our decision now, even though you've complied with our guidelines. Epic's like, we'll host it. We're going to put you on the Epic Game Store instead. And then Epic changed their mind at the very last minute, apparently, like an hour before it was going to go live. They changed it as well. This is like, especially on Steam, this has brought up a lot of conversations. Like, there are so many games with like just rampant sex and of all kinds, characters that appear to like as if they could be minors, especially in anime style games.
Yeah.
Where's the line drawn here? And why is this game that is clearly trying to explore something, and it is an adult game that deals with deep, mature themes? Why is this the one that is getting banned from sale, threatening the chance for this game to actually make any money? Because if you're not on Steam, you're probably dead on PC.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like even folks in the chat are pointing this out, but baby steps, you see a lot of dicks in that game.
You see quite a few dicks in baby steps.
And I mean, like, you know, a critically acclaimed game, probably on the top of my list, Dispatch. You see dong, you see boobs.
Yep.
And that is, they are explicitly to having intercourse over there and banging. So I don't see how that doesn't cross the line. The initial thing of a child being involved, I do see that being the issue. But if that's been fixed,
yeah, my guess here is this is probably due to some international laws, or not international, but laws in other countries where it's just like it is so harsh against any speech that even brushes up against this in any way. And if you violate those laws as a service that provides these games from other people, you're pretty protected in America, where it's like you are not liable for something that someone sells on your store. Typically, that's not true everywhere. And so the way that Epic suddenly was like, oh, wait, no, we're not doing this either. So that tells me there is a lawyer somewhere that saw a law in some country. It's like, even if it was ever in there once, you're taking a chance here for potentially being sued, and we just can't do that. So, yeah, it's unfair for this game, certainly because they tried to address the issue, and it does not seem like it's actually in the spirit of the rule. But lawyers don't care about that.
Hey, Grub,
Epic's
can I ask a news question?
Yeah, please.
Why was the chat talking about Half-Life 3 in December 11th?
There's been ongoing rumors about Half-Life 3 for a while.
I'm saying specifically December 11th is what I saw the chat bringing up. So
Okay.
I want to run it through the Grub filter because
well, that's Game Awards Day, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, let's go over here 3 hours ago from Screen Rant. Let's just read through this and see if we can figure it out together.
Okay.
Guys. We're four smart
Let's
guys.
look like geniuses and say it right. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna get the news right here. We're gonna do it.
Being a Half-Life 3 fan isn't easy, and it's been a struggle for players to keep their hopes alive after constantly being disappointed by leaks and having no official confirmation from Valve, blah, blah, blah. A new leak via Reddit has many players raising eyebrows, suggesting that Half-Life 3 is not only in the works, but that an announcement is imminent. Further, the leaker, who goes by Source2 Leak AIML, suggests here, I know, right? It suggests here that Half-Life 3 should be announced on the 11th, which also happens to be this year's date for the Game Awards.
And I don't think if it's on Reddit, I don't think you can put fake stuff on there.
No, it's against the content policy that you get sued.
Where, like, okay, keep going, because obviously, like, leakers are have reputations, right? Like, there are people who garner pedigrees. So, like, is this just some random prick? Who cares?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of other people out there that do have reputations that have been saying something's happening soon and that they know a date and that it's this year.
Okay.
I think that I am buying into Keighley having this just because there's been a lot of stuff on Steam in the last month referencing games that have been nominated for the Game Awards, something they've done before, but I don't know, it just seems really loud this year. Like there's a strong partnership there. Also, Jeff Keighley does have a strong relationship with Valve. He did those 24 hours leading those big stories about Half-Life and stuff like that back in the day. So, and 100 million people watch the Game Awards. I know Valve doesn't need it. They have the biggest audience in the world of people who actually spend money on games on their platform. But this would be big and splashy, and I'm sure Keighley lobbied to get it. So, I'm beginning to believe. I do think Half-Life 3 gets announced before the end of the year. I'm fully on board with that.
Wait, now, let's just travel back about 360 days.
Sure. Well,
And I do feel like we were very busy for Game Awards last year.
There was that sheet,
but I do
everything on it was true except for that one. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's my point. Is that
I think that the reason I jumped on board in that moment as well is I had been hearing about Half-Life 3 pretty frequently. And then seeing that, and for people that don't know, we kind of saw a sheet that was like a bunch of stories that were getting ready to be posted or whatever, and that included Half-Life 3. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Now, it didn't happen then, but I'm like, well, I think it's still in the works, and it's Valve. Who knows when they're actually going to announce this? But everyone must be hearing the same things I'm hearing. And now that's been this whole last month and a half has been those stories popping off repeatedly.
The Half-Life 3 is the only game that I would ever get excited about. An announcement. Like an
That's the
announcement.
only
Like
one.
a surprise
The only
announcement. Yeah.
game that can excite you?
Listen. I'm being very specific, okay, about like a surprise announcement. I don't think there's any other game where I would like stand from my chair and be like, "Wow, that's actually happening."
All right, Backler, you just said it. We're gonna do the talk over. I need you to stand on your chair if it happens and go, "Wow," just like that.
I will.
You will?
Yeah, we're gonna pause the stream and everything. All
I'm not
right.
gonna stand on my chair, but I will.
You
I
said
said
you
I
would.
He said he would stand up.
Okay,
Yeah.
you gotta stand
stand
up
up.
and go, "Wow."
I'll just be like, wow, they actually did it. Just because it's like like the one unicorn kind of thing, right? You
It
know what
is.
I mean? Like
Yeah, we got Duke Forever. What else is there?
Where
Yeah.
it seems
Got Metroid
like
Prime
so
4.
improbable, and even this fucking talk now is like, you know, just tickling the plums in a way that you're sort of like, hey, what are you doing?
I think you mean
silly
Tingus the
Billy?
plums is what
You
you're
know?
doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Half-Life 2 is probably my favorite game of all time. I think, man, fuck this shit. Last year, you guys were just like, I remember, I went to the awards, right? And you guys were doing the talk over, and I knew that like we literally parted ways. Like I went into the arena, and you guys just drank the Kool-Aid, and you guys
Because
went
everything
nuts.
on that sheet was
You
true,
went
and like as they
nuts.
kept it in, it's like, oh man, here it comes.
I want to go back in the Discord and just see you guys were like, it's really happening. It's really happening. It's really happening.
And
I
I'll say it
kept
right now,
thinking,
if they do announce it by the end of this year, I will do for the first time ever, I will play through the entirety of Half-Life 2, and I will do it on this website.
Oh, that'd be
sick.
great.
Sure.
I love that. That's probably the only game I know like completely
Okay.
can draw
And I've never
from
beat
memory.
it. Yeah.
I play it every year. Yeah, I fucking love it. I just think it's also so cursed. I think this whole like I can't get excited about it because it's just
you can't
so
get
cursed.
it up. Yeah, I get it.
You know, I just can't rise to the
Wow.
occasion. You know what I mean? There, I will give you the most genuinely ecstatic. Wow.
Okay, I'm very much
Okay.
looking forward to that.
Oh, we're gonna make
bullshit.
shirts to commemorate it.
Yeah, just call it wow.
Keely's also, I guess, been seems like teasing something along the lines of Half-Life 3, and so
Wait,
people.
Where? What do you mean?
What if
Where?
the
Just like,
statue-
on like Reddit and stuff, like he's like posting like all
He's-
over the place.
He's
Yes,
posting on
he's
Reddit.
posting. Yeah.
So does Mike Minotti.
Is Keely up at like 4:30 in the morning, like, no, you guys aren't gonna believe what I got for you at the fucking Game Awards.
I'm the leak.
I think he was like there was also like his Steam account had some game attached to it that people were like, wait, there is no store page for this, and he was kind of coy about that. I don't know if that was confirmed to be something more than what it actually appeared to be, but
You got me
Once
believing
again.
now.
You'll be there, bud.
let's see.
We
But
will all wow.
we will
Yeah.
all.
If it happens at the show, I will stand up in my seat in the theater and loudly go, "Wow!"
Okay, we'll be looking
on
for
that
you.
stream, I'm gonna lose my shit.
And then I'm gonna go, "It's my birthday."
It's just so silly, man.
It's Hip Hop Gamer's gonna stand up with his belt, and Jan's gonna stand up and go, wow.
And I'm gonna steal his belt.
I mean, it's only been 25 years in the fucking making. You know, that's all. That's all.
Epic's Tim Sweeney says it makes no sense for game stores to flag when AI has been used
Oh,
in
shut the
development.
fuck up, Tim.
His argument is like everything is
Climate
going to
tree.
use AI, but everyone else's argument is like, so like we don't care. Just tell us when you're using it. We could still make informed decisions. And he didn't really have an argument back against that. And everyone was clowning on him. Like it was like he got a cavalcade of people being like, "Shut up, nerd." It was quite a sight to see. I don't get his point at all. Like, what does it hurt to tell us what is being used to make a game? Doesn't make any sense.
Grub, you had a brilliant point yesterday when you held up a bottle of water and you looked at
Yeah.
the ingredients and it was like, "Oh, there's no harm in telling me that the ingredients in this bottle of water is water." So
yeah, it's like it didn't hurt anybody. Everyone's fully informed about an obvious thing. So what? Like, we can move on with our lives and people can still make decisions based on that. Paramount is planning a mysterious Sonic the Hedgehog movie spinoff. Paramount is planning a 5th Sonic the Hedgehog movie, an unnamed Sonic Universe feature, for release on December 22nd, 2028, suggesting a spinoff. This follows the 4th Sonic film, set for March 19th, 2027. That's right near my birthday. The expansion is, and Bacalar's birthday. The expansion is unsurprising given the franchise's success, highlighted by Sonic the Hedgehog 3's record-breaking $1 billion in global gross last December.
Holy shit.
It's massively popular, that movie series.
Damn.
All right, so what do we think here? Big the Cat?
Have more kids today seen a Sonic the Hedgehog movie than have played Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it's not even close. Oh, my God.
Without a
Dan,
doubt.
how does it feel that a lot more kids know Jim Carrey from Sonic than anything he's ever done?
That's
Well-
easy, too. Here's the truth, Dan. The movies are better than the original video game.
Oh, you stop that.
That's true.
They are. They're like Sonic's
They're-
a better movie character than he is a video game character.
Oh, he's a great
Yeah.
Sega Genesis character.
Yeah, it's all right. Those games.
And I
Those
like the
Sega
Sonic
ones are
games.
I bet more
fine.
kids still know Fire Marshal Bill than his role in Sonic the Hedgehog. Personally,
That was the biggest Halloween costume this year was Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah.
Ben
K-pop
Schwartz is
Demon
a-
Hunters and then Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, when is Fire Marshal Bill coming to Fortnite?
Oh my God. If they did a whole Living Color season.
That would be
That
sick.
would
Detective,
rule.
Detective
Yeah.
is one of the
Yeah.
sidekicks. Yeah. Homie the Clown in Fortnite?
Homie the Clown in Fortnite is
The
something
Fly
I
Girls
desperately
in
need.
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
You're
listen.
welcome.
Okay, now
You're
I'm on
welcome,
board.
Epic.
All right, get me the Fly Girls in anything.
But the Sonic stuff is not surprising though. Like, right? And Ben Schwartz is a fucking treasure. Who doesn't want to party with Ben Schwartz? Seems
Well,
like a delight.
So that's the question. It's like, this is a spinoff. Does it not focus on Sonic? And they've already done they've done a spinoff of a Knuckles TV show, right? So.
Yeah.
Oh.
What would this spin-off movie be if it's not going to focus
Shadow.
on Sonic? And not, is it like a Shadow gets his whole? I guess Keanu Reeves was. Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
guess
be
that was
Yeah, maybe
pretty
it's
popular.
Shadow Lore
Yeah, I hope
or
it's just.
.exe.
I hope it's just a PG John Wick.
What
with
if it's like
Shadow.
Shadow, but it's like a mockumentary, like a Waiting for Guffman with Shadow?
What?
I don't know what that
I
is,
really
but
want-
I just like that in my head.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
a BoJack Horseman with Bubsy. That's what I want.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That'd be
Yeah.
too fucked up, Grub. I don't
Who's
think the
gonna
world's
Who's
ready.
gonna have the nerve, the bravery to do that?
No, no one's got the goals.
They should throw us in a Sonic movie. We have no right
Oh,
to be in one.
please.
But
We
like,
could just be a bunch of chows.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
Make
god!
us a bunch of chows. We'll
Five-
do like the McElroys getting themselves into trolls.
Yes.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get into Sonic as a bunch of chows, but don't have Minotti be in it because that would drive him insane.
We just have four
very
chows recording a podcast.
Mike could be in the
Yeah.
Balan Wonderworld movie. Get out of here.
Do we think Shadow's got the juice for a?
I guess- I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah.
I think after that third movie made $1 billion and he was a big part of it, that's probably
Yo.
what they're thinking.
Shadow is like Vegeta to children. In terms of like, oh, he was this cool bad
Vegeta's
guy.
for grown men.
Exactly.
Alright?
He's a bad man. All right.
Kids like Shadow because he had his he turned into the good guy. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
their
right.
that's their
Okay.
first introduction to the trope of an anti-hero.
like a
Does he,
face. when he went
does he
face.
use a shoot deagle? Like, does he use a shoot Desert Eagle
Desert
or
Eagle
In the movie? I don't remember.
in the games? Like in
In
I
the
any
game-
recall
point in his
seeing a
life.
Desert Eagle in either the
In
film
the
or the
games?
video game.
The Shadow
okay,
Hedgehog-
Chad, I have not seen the movie. The chat is saying the Shadow is like Steve Austin in the movie. Is that true?
No.
Not.
I mean, it's Keanu Reeves
It's
doing
Keanu
the
Reeves.
voice, right?
Oh,
He's
it's
more
Keanu
like
Reeves?
He's,
Oh, okay,
he's more like
okay.
a red John Wick, like a you know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
not a lot of
well,
range in Keanu, but still doing the part
You
we need
take
him to
that
do.
back, Keanu.
I love Keanu
treasure.
Reeves. I absolutely adore
Okay.
him. What do you mean?
Okay. Okay.
adore him.
Steam machines could cost around $700. Build analysis estimates. This is probably a story we're going to keep coming back to until we know the price. Basically, the story was coming out of the announcement is it's going to be priced like a PC, and then people kept asking, and Valve was like, it's going to be like priced like if you were to build a comparable PC to the performance of this device. So people did some math, did some building like or speccing out PC parts, and like it's going to be around $700. I think that's with the caveat that RAM prices could still go up and really drive the price of this thing up to like 700, 800.
Yucky.
Grub, what did I see about like GPU prices changing though? What is
GPUs are just a computer you put inside your computer. It has all of the components of a computer inside a GPU. So that RAM, which is actually the faster RAM and was already more expensive than DDR5 RAM, so this is 6 and 6X, that is something that is it was already going up in price. The big thing that happened, and I saw this headline when I was checking some like financial news, because this is like mover and shaker stuff. NVIDIA apparently is going to stop providing the RAM themselves to partners that make their GPUs. Right. So NVIDIA makes GPUs, sure, but what they really do is they design GPUs, and then third-party partners license out to third-party partners. They make the bulk of those. Most people have you did have an EVGA. EVGA got out while the getting was good. They got out before all this nonsense happened. They made it made a lot of sense. But all those partners that are still there are now going to have to source their own RAM, and that seems like it's only going to cause prices to go up, because now there's going to be multiple vendors bidding for that same stuff against one another to build the same product. And it's like, oh, that's a nightmare in the making.
So say like the AI bubble just explodes tomorrow. It would still take years to recover, and like the prices to go to a sustainable.
Because all the investments already happened, right? So all the money spent to build up these plants that manufacture that stuff, it hasn't just been earmarked. It's happened already. Cool. They've already spent their investment over there. And if the AI market exploded, they're not suddenly going to have a bunch of money left over to go put back in this thing that is more stable. They're going to have to just live with what they've done. That, it would probably drive prices down for that high bandwidth memory, but not enough to like make a difference immediately, for sure.
Cool.
Well, that does it for the headlines. Handing the show back over to Jan.
All right, folks, we're going to go take another quick bricky break, and we will be back with emails. These are the emails for the show. Emails, bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. Write in about any and everything, and I will read them. Thank you, everyone, for sending all of your lovely, lovely emails in. Each week, we are inundated with so many emails, but we only have so much time on the show to get to them. So I will only be able to get to a few today. First email comes from John Eyepatchwolf. Interesting.
What?
He's Irish.
Hello,
you can tell by the surname.
Hello,
Wolf.
Bombcast. First time, long time. Taco Bell recently opened up its first location in Ireland, and under the guidance of one Dan Reichert, I partook. Here are my thoughts. I was surprised how many dishes were some variation of cheese wrapped in a tortilla, including
that shouldn't be surprising.
No, that's the whole deal.
including the cheesy rolls, which were literally just that and nothing else.
I did tell him to get a cheesy roll up. Yeah.
Despite the simplicity, I could not deny the warm comfort many of these dishes brought. It was deeply unchallenging, pleasant food. What's more, the dishes were accented by some truly sensational dips. Both the lava and jalapeno dip did a lot to add a hint of sweet tang to the soft, safe flavors. Where the illusion began to come apart was any time the dishes moved away from taco slime tortillas and began to morph into a visage of actual food. The results were bastard homunculus. The results were bastard homunculus that were neither slime enough to be Taco Bell or real enough to be food. Like Pinocchio, if frozen halfway through, transforming into a real boy. These dishes were uncanny and disturbing.
A half anamorph. Okay.
Sure.
What came out of my body afterwards made me question if I were still human. Love the podcast, John Eyepatchwolf. P.S. Go ahead. P.S. If Bacalar offers to read this in my voice, please do not let him.
Fair.
The bathroom joke. Everyone's made it. Again, never had a weird poop after Taco Bell. Eaten Taco Bell thousands of times.
You
No
got that
weird
hearty
poops.
American stomach, though.
My body's used to it, and it just knows how to work it. Absolutely. Also, John, I love how he described the food as pleasant and deeply unchallenging, and
Yes.
I do want people to describe me that way now.
Pleasant and deeply. I mean,
you got some work to do, bud. Yeah.
Man, that's
That's what I strive for. Yeah.
Of course.
John sent me a photo of like a table
spread?
of what must have been $180 worth of Taco Bell.
No. Well, actually, I was going to make the joke about Taco Bell being cheap, but actually, it is actually pretty expensive now.
Man,
Yeah. I
what
saw
an
that photo.
achievement. You're doing good work, John. You're doing the Lord's work.
Yep.
You're doing experimental work. And I'm glad a Taco Bell has visited your region of the world.
He drove like
That's
an
the
hour to
worst.
get there. I told him to, you got to get the chicken quesadilla. I'm curious to the lava and jalapeno dip. Now, they do have a bunch of different, like when they start doing the nuggets and stuff like that, there are different, like in a little cup, like different avocado ranch and spicy ranch and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a situation like that, because like he mentions dips. He doesn't say sauce. I said like, oh, make sure you get a bunch of fire sauce. Like to me, fire sauce is the staple Taco Bell sauce. Diablo's
agree.
fine. It's got kind of a different flavor to it. Mild's too mild. I think fire is exactly the sweet spot there, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Lava? Was that what he said?
He said lava. Yeah. I mean, there's Diablo. I'm not familiar with the lava sauce. No.
Yeah.
I've not seen that. That might be like a Europe thing, but I've seen the avocado stuff.
Sure.
I wasn't a
Yeah.
huge fan of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, me neither. As someone who really likes Taco Bell quite a bit, I think that John's summarization of the experience is dead on. Like that was
Dead
exactly.
on.
Yeah, no,
that
I
was
don't think
exactly
he's wrong
right.
at all, except for the poop thing. I think it's
Well,
fine for your poop.
It's John's
Dan-
body.
And it's
Yeah,
also
that's true.
John's body is a temple, number one. Number
Yeah.
two, Dan, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's made you poop badly once in your life. It just has.
No, I would tell you in great detail if it had.
I understand. Look, I don't
He
want to.
would.
I don't want to
He would.
unpack this, but like you eat it so much.
Backler, as a kid growing up, the only fucking time I had weird poops was when I would if it was like Thanksgiving and I had to eat like real food at my grandma's or something.
That's
I would eat
concerning.
nothing but McDonald's and Taco Bell every fucking day, or party
I take it
pizzas and Hot Pockets and poops double tapered, perfect.
I take it back. Perfect digestive system, perfect organs,
Thank you.
perfect system.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
if you saw the Leftovers vlog, Bacalar, but he's kind of a health nut.
Right.
Which part? The blue chips that you guys were eating?
going to town on 2 ice cream cones.
Double fisting fucking 700 grams of sugar? I
Right.
don't understand.
I'm working on it.
The
Make
Baskin
it
Robbins
make sense.
bukkake. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to
Can't-
chase this ice cream with
31
different
flavors.
ice cream.
31
so
flavors is
weird.
really gross. What I said is fine.
All right.
Yeah, there were too many hand motions. Those were upsetting. I had to shield my son's eyes.
All right. Well, that doesn't quite do it for emails. We got to take care of some things after the podcast. So, general summarization of the emails. Congrats to folks for getting jobs.
Yay.
Sorry to folks for getting let go, but thank you for tuning into the Bombcast. A lot of positive sentiment across the board, and I'm very, very jazzed about that. I will close off the email segment by, in honor of Cam's homie, please, 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 please go check in on your homies during the holidays. While it can be a very happy celebratory season for some folks, maybe a little bit lonely, so go check on the homies out there. Even what you doing text type of dealio. Shouts out to the homies out there. Boys, what do we got going on the rest of this week? It's light because the site is frozen. We got a couple quick looks. As we've mentioned several times at the tippy top of the show, there is a Metroid Prime 4 Beyond review and a little roundtable up on the website and on YouTube right now. Gamus mornings from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, correct, Grub?
Yeah, ready to go. Got crew lined up for each of them.
Sick. No
Mikey's
Blake.
ducking Larry.
No Blake Club this week because Mr. Minotti had to go out on assignment.
Grub, maybe we'll beat Absalom. We'll do a run this week.
Yeah, let's do a run in Absalom because I think we could just beat that game in one go.
Yeah, definitely.
And then for Unprofessional Fridays this week, we are playing through City Trials. We're going to do Kirby Air Riders, folks. And my dear friend Matt Shipman is going to be joining us because he
hell yeah.
is a sicko and told me that he needs to be on
anime? Is that game anime?
Yeah.
I didn't put it together, but it seems like it's anime.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think it's anime. Is
It's
Metroid Is Metroid Prime 4 anime?
No.
Are you sure?
No. It's a cool space adventure.
It can be anime.
No animes in space.
Well, there's a lot. Folks, anything else we got to plug or that I forgot?
Me and Sean will have an Analogue 3D quick look up soon, which I wanted to talk about that even more. And we went through all the features, including like maybe a good guide of like, here's the settings you should turn on near the end of that. He'll get that up as soon as this upload actually completes. It's a pretty big file. We did it in 4K.
Ooh.
Lexi just reminded me, Lexi in the chat, she says, Dan, one of your notes you wrote down was, is this game anime? Yeah, I forgot in my notes, I took a picture of it and posted it, and I literally asked if it was anime in my notes. So maybe Kirby's anime.
Okay, there you go. Fantastic. Yeah, once again, 2 vlogs came out over the holiday bricky break. Next week, we won't be at the Game Awards. So I'll be there. But we will have a talk over that to figure out what the statue of the desert is. Until then, shouts out to Chuck for the new website. Shouts out to Sean for editing all this jazz. Shouts out to Will Crosby as well for doing our socials. Shouts out to the homie. He's been Jeff. He's been Dan. I've been Jan. Mike Minotti's somewhere at a Rainforest Cafe. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. Goodbye.
Tingus Goose.